Hello. Oh, welcome everybody to the next episode. I already fucked it up. Next episode 7 of the Two Bar Connection.
Oh,
Hello to everyone out there listening, and hello to you, my good friend James.
what's going on, Jesse? I'm
There
just
you
gonna go
go.
and grab water real quick, or maybe I can send some your way. My huge bottles of seltzer.
Well, okay. You know what? Just here.
Yeah, here you go.
Okay. Yeah. See. Oh, look at that, bro. It
Oh
changed.
my god.
It changed shape. That's fucking weird. Here, let me give it back to you. I'll
Yeah,
just,
yeah, please, yeah, can I
just,
need
just.
my water
Okay.
once.
Wait. Just.
Yeah, go down.
Okay.
There you go. Oh,
Okay.
thank you, thank you very much.
All right.
We're not magicians by any stretch of the imagination,
Yes. Okay.
but
So while I drink this water, why don't you tell us how things have been for you?
sure thing, man. Everything's been going pretty good. I just got back from the Canada trip, and it was pretty awesome. Yeah, but I was ready to come home. I missed the U.S. of A, especially all of my high cholesterol foods. No, but it was really really nice. And then the minute I got home, I had to do homework and shit. But how are you doing? How was your time here?
Well, I've had a interesting week to say the least.
Oh,
So
okay.
first, that Canada trip, right? As you know, but not our audience knows, I couldn't go with you because the Department of State is an absolute inefficient piece of crap, and they couldn't give me my passport in time, even though I applied in fucking February. And you know
Same
what the
old
most
time.
insulting thing was? The passport came the day after the trip I was supposed to leave with you
Yes,
guys. I would have
indeed.
been less insulted if it came like a week late. I would be like, oh, you know what? I was fucked either way, you know?
Yeah, but
But
no,
but now it's like, nah, we're gonna give it to you just a day late, right? Just to put salt on that wound, right?
the next day.
Just the next day, exactly. The next day, fuck you. That's what they did to me.
That sucks
That's pretty
hard,
much what they
bro,
said
and
to me.
I am so sorry that happened to you.
And
But hey,
then, well, hold on, I'm not done, man. Let's see. And then my internet went out on Tuesday, and then it came back on Wednesday, and then died again on Wednesday night. And then I went the pretty much half a week without internet. And it didn't come back until Monday morning. Friday they told us, "Oh no, it'll be up by 3 p.m. Don't worry, right?" And that didn't happen, right? It was like 6 p.m. We're like, "What the hell? When's the internet coming back? Did they mean like Hawaiian time? What the fuck is this?" So we called them again, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't know." Like, "Oh, okay. Well, why did you just say it the first time?" It's just like I'm here blue balled, waiting for internet to come back. 'Cause I want to play some damn Diablo. I mean, I might as well enjoy something since I can't go to Canada. But no, just
could you?
no internet either. And then I watched the Heat lose to the Denver Nuggets on Friday, and then again on Sunday.
I that that's awful.
But I got to enjoy the company of Paul. I got to go to Paul's house and hung out. So it was. I got a little something. It was a little silver lining there.
Yeah, I saw that picture, and quite honestly, even though I was in Canada, I wish I was there with you guys.
Okay, a little closer to the mic.
Oh, sorry, Chief. No, like I saw the picture that you had sent, and I was like, damn, I wish I could be there with them, because like, Canada's nice, but without the homies, it's kind of whatever. You know what I'm saying?
You had Rizzo.
Yeah,
You had our friend Rizzo.
yeah, dude.
He always makes trips interesting.
Yes. Yeah, he single-handedly, like, more or less cured my foot pain. I just was walking with a huge ass blister on my foot for the entire duration of the trip, which is
Oh,
gone
you're.
now.
Oh, okay. So your toe's not banged up anymore.
I mean, still a little bit, but the
Oh my
blister
God!
was
Wow.
causing me. Well, dude, I fucked it up pretty bad, but it feels like normal now. Like all I feel now is like the skin from the blister. Um, like it just feels like there's something underneath my toe, and oh my God, I'm so tempted to pick at it, but
So it's just bothersome.
yeah, it's just bothersome. Like the blister's gone, and like I think it popped on its own, but and now it's just like the leftover skin that's just kind of like refusing like back onto the
Mm-hmm.
foot. But it's fine now. There's still some stuff here or there, but I think some exercises will help cure that as time goes on. But hey,
Okay.
Vancouver 2024.
Vancouver 2024, exactly, bro. I got the passport this time. Ain't no one can stop me this time, okay?
And you know what? And the whole gang is gonna be there. Rohan himself declared that attendance is mandatory, and he declared that shit on my birthday, and we have it in writing. So you
I'll take a screenshot.
took a screenshot. You best believe you better hold him to that promise. You hear?
All the homies gonna be there. All right, good.
All the homies are gonna be there in Vancouver. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be great. Exactly. Right. But you know what else is great? Right. Not E3, man. We had that time of year again, man. It's not E3. You know, out of the corpse of E3 rises Geoff Keighley with his Summer Games Fest and blesses us with not E3. We get all the wonderful showcases and gaming reveals that we come to know and love from summer, just not from E3.
Yeah, not from E3, not with any of the weirdness, just good old-fashioned like, hey, why don't we just stream the shit we want to show you and not pay a dime to live conventions?
Well, I think it actually did take place in the... I think it did take place in the convention. Like, there was the YouTube theater. There's some people who got invited there, but I definitely the focus is on digital. But besides that, you know, we had Summer Games Fest. We had Day of the Dev, which is more of a little indie showcase hosted by Tim Schafer. And then we have the Xbox showcase. Then we had Starfield. We finally get to see actually what Starfield is like. And then the Ubisoft showcase. So a lot of stuff that went on. Not much outside of that, obviously, because everyone's going to save their shit for then. So we're going to have a lot to talk about here. So let's talk about the Summer Games Fest first.
Absolutely.
Actually, hold on. Let me pull up my notes, which I did not have ahead of time. Right. Well, let's just talk about overall, like how we felt about it. I think that'd be a good way to start.
Like the overall Summer Games Fest, or just
like the presentation.
Xbox Summer Game Fest.
No, it's just Summer Games Fest. Just talk about Summer Games Fest. Yeah.
Well, I mean, dude, you know what? Jeff Keighley is always cool to watch, dude. I like him, and you know he pretty nonchalant way, just like, hey, you know, these are the games. So I thought the presentation was cool, and I thought the backdrop, it had like an underwater feel to it. Honestly, it kind of reminded me something out of Subnautica. So it was pretty dope. I like that a lot. And dude, I'm not gonna lie, like easily my favorite part was, even though I'm not a Dead by Daylight player, it was of course our man Nick Cage. But of course we could talk more about that later if you want.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, I actually don't have much thoughts on that. It's just okay. It's Nick Cage. Like, it's cool. It's kind of a novelty.
Yeah.
But you just kind of skipped around on it from what you told me before we started recording.
Well, the first half, because I had seen the Xbox showcase and the Starfield Direct and the Ubisoft showcase, and then when I got to the Summer Games Fest, I had watched half of it, and I was kind of like, okay, like, oh, Nick Cage, oh, okay, like, what the fuck is going on here? So I was just kind of like looking through stuff, and nothing really. There really wasn't really anything that interested me. I mean, like Dying Light, but that was just because of Nick Cage. There was Alan Wake, but I wasn't really too much of a fan of.
Oh, you mean Dead by Daylight?
I'm sorry. Yeah, Dead by Daylight. Wait, what did I say?
You said Dying Light. That's a different game. That's the parkour of zombies.
Oh my god, I don't know why. Dead by Daylight and Dying Light. My bad. But something that did interest me though was well, I mean, I don't know if you want to go in order of each game, but do you want to do that, or do you want to just say what our favorites were?
I think we can go in order for this one. I mean, I have it largely in order, and I went through a lot of trouble making notes for these, so...
Then let's just do that.
I went through a lot of trouble to do this. I pretty much rewatched all of them, like all 5 hours between all the showcases.
Oh, shit, dude. Okay, then, yeah.
Because I had to refresh my memory on like what was shown, like what actually happened in them. And even then, like, it's such a blur at this point because I've seen so much shit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, so
it's like when you binge watch a Netflix series, and after a certain point, it just becomes a blur. Like, you don't remember what the fuck's happening. You kind of get the gist of it.
Dude, that was me with Game of Thrones when I was prepping to watch the the penultimate season finale, like the penultimate series finale.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, you went harder than me because I went through seasons 1 through 6 in 10 days,
Dude.
and you
Well,
went through 1 through 7 in like I don't know how many, but I went through 1 through 6 in 10 days.
I had a headache. I had a
Yeah.
huge. I had like, dude, my head was pounding. Like, the episode where SpongeBob was reading all of the how to become a fancy waiter in less than 20 minutes. That was literally me with the Game of Thrones. But anyway,
That'll- yes, but we digress. So the yeah, man. So the first game was actually quite a surprise. It was Prince of Persia: the Lost Crown,
yes.
and it's going to be the latest Prince of Persia game after the whole thing with Prince of Persia remake not doing too hot when it was first shown off, right?
Not
To
doing
say the
too
least.
hot, huh? Yeah, to say the least. Yeah.
And so now we have a so we have a Prince of Persia. It's a 2.5D game, which is really interesting. Like I was expecting a 3D game. I didn't think it was going to be a 2.5D game. Yeah, it's gonna be a nice side-scrolling game going back to the roots of the series because the series started off as a 2D cinematic platformer I think it came out like 89 or something like that. And it looks really flashy. The only thing is the music I felt didn't really match with Prince of Persia. It was very, very hip-hoppy.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
I mean, yeah. Well, considering that, considering like the makeup of the main character, they wanted to, make it kind of hip hop-ish, I believe.
Yeah, but he's got like braids and shit. I don't know. They just want to appeal to the young people nowadays. I mean, it's not unlike I remember Prince of Persia Warrior Within had freaking Godsmack playing in the background. Then the Warrior Within.
Yeah, yeah. I've only ever watched you play the prologue to the Warrior Within. I've never actually seen the game. I've never actually played any of the Prince of Persia games.
Yeah, the Warrior Within is such a total snap. Like you snap your neck from the total shift between the first game and the second game because the first game's like very traditional a magic adventure game. It's got kind of like a very fairy tale feel to it, and then this one's like super dark, and you just hear Godsmack playing in the back like, "I stand alone," and like while you're slicing up monsters, and there's some fucking half naked booty chick in the first cutscene, the camera all up her ass. Like, what the hell is this? I mean, I kind of like it, but it was kind of an ironic sense. Like, oh, okay, because I played that like 2 years ago. This was like 15, almost 20 years after the fact that it was made, so it was kind of a nostalgic thing. Oh yeah, that's right. This is like peak aught edge right here. We just play new metal. Just fuck it. Just play new metal. Put lots of blood and titties everywhere. Fuck it. That's Viet gaming, right? But it seems like with Prince of Persia: Lost Crown, they're trying to go back to that. They're trying to do like a middle ground between like modern edginess and fairy tale feel of it, and it has some really flashy looking combat. But they actually do go over more of it in the Ubisoft showcase. I don't know if you saw that, but we can talk more about that in a bit.
Yeah.
And we have here Mortal Kombat 1, right? Not 12, right? This is the sequel to Mortal Kombat 11. So yes, a sequel reboot. Again, like this is reboot for the third freaking time. First they rebooted it, they did a soft reboot in 9, they did another soft reboot in 10, and now they're just soft rebooting it again now with Mortal Kombat 1. Yeah. Did you see this? The actual like gameplay reveal? Did you see Ed Boon talk about it?
Yeah, yeah. And I think.
What are your thoughts?
Well, it looks pretty good to me. I think are they adding? Well, I mean, I only saw like I saw like a certain part where I think it showed 2 fighters.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll tell you right now. So first, like they kind of they have a trailer there. They show a little bit of the story, and then they start showing the gameplay, right? And so it's more like 1.5 fighters. So what with Mortal Kombat 1, they have this thing called cameo fighters, and you can think of cameo fighters as like assists from a Marvel game. So like how in Marvel vs. Capcom you you're attacking and you can press a button, and then while you're still attacking, your buddy can come in, do an attack, and they run away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so think of it like that. It's like a 1.5 fighter. Yeah, so which is funny because I always dreamed of Mortal Kombat like after 11 being like a tag team fighter because I always wanted tag team to come back from 9, and they sort of did that. So I'm kind of happy, but at the same time, like, man, you guys could have gone the extra mile. Just make it a 2v2 tag fighter, like the whole thing. Just make it from the ground up. Make it a 2v2 tag fighter.
Well, I thought that's what they were gonna do, but clearly I was mistaken.
Yeah, they're doing half of that.
Yeah. Well, again, I've never really played Mortal Kombat. I think I've talked about it before, so I don't really know like the mechanics that they've had in prior games. So, but it looks pretty good. But I just bought Street Fighter, so that'll be my fighting game for a while.
Yeah. Well, I mean, luckily it won't come out until September, so still pretty soon because we didn't know anything about the game and it wasn't officially revealed until like last month, I think.
Yeah.
With that story trailer, and then finally they showed the actual gameplay. So we got a good glimpse of it. We actually see that there's air combos, which is something that hasn't been in Mortal Kombat games, I think, in a while. I don't think I've ever seen a Mortal Kombat game with air combos. Like they can actually launch them up in the air, and there's like a footage of Sub-Zero, like using his hammer to like knock him up in the air, and then he jumps up, hits him a few times, and knocks him back down, and then he drops down and keeps on hitting them.
Yeah.
Right, that wasn't something that's in other Mortal Kombat games, which, funny enough, that's also what I also wanted. I always wanted air combos in a Mortal Kombat game to really expand on the combo system.
Are you secretly part of the dev team, dude?
No, I mean, maybe they read my blogs, bro. They read my wish list. We have that, and then after that, we have Sonic Superstars, which is actually a very big surprise there. I didn't think another new Sonic game, especially a new 2.5D Sonic game, showing up wasn't on my bingo card for Summer Games Fest.
Yes, and it's the same thing. It's like a 2.5D platformer. It looks cool, and it's co-op, right?
Yeah, it actually has a 4-player co-op, so you can play Sonic, you can play Knuckles, Tails, or Amy.
Yay.
And it looks really cool. I actually really love the art style because it looks pretty much like a 3D version of the Genesis games with the classic Sonic design, where he's like kind of like a pudgy boy, like a little pudgy kid, right? As opposed to newer games where they made him a little more slender and more like a teenager. He looks like a little chubby kid now, running around. And there was a cool part there that I noticed that they actually went through like a checkpoint thing and they turned into squids. So it looks like they're really trying to get a little creative. What?
They look like 2D squids. I don't know.
Yeah, they're
like pixelated.
Yeah, they're like pixelated squids, and they start squidding around and shit, and squidding around. And then you have these cool powers, like you can go up waterfalls, and you can like wall run and avoid enemies altogether. So it seems like it's going to be a pretty cool game. Actually, there was also gameplay that I saw on IGN Japan. I mean, it was all in Japanese, of course. I couldn't understand what the fuck was being said, but it looked cool, right?
Yeah.
It was cool to see actual gameplay of it. So, I mean, I've never been a big Sonic fan. I don't know about you. Have you played Sonic games?
Yeah, I love Sonic games. One of the first games I played was Sonic the Hedgehog on the Genesis. I think it was Sonic the Hedgehog 2, I believe.
Okay. What about the 3D ones? You ever played any more modern ones?
Yeah, so I've played Sonic Adventure 2 Battle and also Sonic Heroes on the GameCube.
Yeah, that's right. I think I remember seeing a copy of Sonic Heroes in your house.
Dude, yeah. That one was fun. It was always nice. It was always nice playing, because you have to play like three at a time. Like the main three. And then
Closer to the mic? Closer to the mic.
Yeah, the main three, and then you had the bad guys, Shadow, Rouge the Bat, and the robot. And there was a third one, right? I think there was a third group, but I cannot remember where.
Oh, that was like the crocodile, right? It was like the crocodile.
Was it the crocodile? Now I'm curious. I want to look.
Yeah, it's like a crocodile, like a bee.
Is it the bee? Let's see.
Yeah, I think so. It was like a crocodile, a bee, and like some purple dude with a horn. I think it was supposed to be a chameleon.
Oh yeah.
Something kind of like that.
Sales. Oh come on, dude. Show me pictures, man. Okay, here we go. All right, speed. Okay, so
So internet.
come on, man. No, I'm
No.
trying to find it, but there's just
Oh, you can't find it.
no, there's just like so much info. It's just like blah 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 blah.
Oh, you just type in Sonic Heroes, man. It should
That's
be
what I
there.
did. Okay. Oh, here we go. Team Sonic, Team Dark, Team Rose. Yes, Amy Rose, Cream the Rabbit, and Big the Cat.
Oh.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
The big cat,
and
that's
then
right.
and then Team Chaotix, which was the bee and the crocodile and the chameleon.
Ah, okay. See, I knew there was
So there was actually 4. My mistake.
4 teams. Okay.
That's pretty dope.
Okay.
Sonic Heroes. Sorry. Anyway.
Catchy theme. Yeah, so Sonic Superstars looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does look good.
I definitely wouldn't mind picking it up. No release date. Well, they have some release windows. Be sometime this year, but we don't know exactly when.
Yeah,
Uh, And then another game that we don't really, okay, no, that we do know for sure when it's going to come out is Alan Wake 2, and they showed very brief gameplay of it. You have a FBI girl, right? She's going through the forest.
I know nothing about Alan Wake. I know nothing about the franchise, so you're gonna have to walk me through it.
I don't know much about it either. I played the first game. I really didn't like it that much, but essentially the game is a survival horror game where you play as an author who goes to a town. I forgot why you went to the town, but pretty much at night a bunch of weird shit happens, and you pretty much like are trying to investigate something. Like I said, it's very vague, a very vague recollection of it. But the main gimmick was that you had a flashlight, and all the monsters had like a darkness enshrouding them, and you couldn't hurt them unless you shone a flashlight onto them, or you use like a flare or something, or a street light or something like that. If they were in darkness, you couldn't hurt them, but if they were in light, you could. So the whole combat revolved around you trying to flash them, or throw the flare in their face, or get a generator on, or shoot a generator to electrocute them or whatever. And then you just shoot them and then they die.
So what you're saying is you have to flash them to do damage.
Yeah, you have to flash them.
Interesting.
Yes. Yes, flash them. You must be a flasher. Defeat the enemies with your flashing.
Listen, bro, I'm just trying to learn the rules of the game.
Well, them's the rules. I mean, and it looks like Alan Wake 2 is going to be largely very similar to it.
Sounds good to me. All right, cool. I'll probably catch gameplay on it or something. But
Did you actually see it? You didn't catch the Alan Wake 2 stuff?
well, yes, I did. I meant when the game actually comes out, because that never.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't much to see, right? It was only 2 minutes. It was like 3 minutes, 3 minutes. Just FBI girl just walking through a spooky forest, right? You can see the game's pretty beautiful. There's a creepy atmosphere to it, so I mean, there's gonna be no question about the production on it. Then she goes into a house, right? Big scary deer dude comes out, says some gibberish, runs outside, fights him, flashes him with the flashlight. With the flashlight. Just to be clear, flashes him with the lights. Then she dodges like a swing from him, it's like an RE, like a Resident Evil Remake 2 style dodge, or Resident Evil Remake 3 style dodge, where you just kind of bob and weave, duck under real quick, and you shoot him a few times. Yeah. Then she goes in the house. She finds a spooky heart in a freezer, and then it ends right there. Yes, right, not much to go by.
Yeah, and then it shows some other stuff too. I mean, do you think that the gameplay will include switching between the FBI chick and the main character?
Oh, I mean, yeah. That's what they said from the very beginning, that it's going to be a two character game. You're going to be switching back and forth between Alan Wake, the main character, and the FBI chick, which I don't remember her name.
FBI chick. Generic FBI chick.
Yeah, some generic FBI girl. So we'll see how that goes. It won't be too long. I think it comes out October 20th, I want to say. I know it's October, and they have an exact date. I just can't remember off the top of my head.
Just in time for Halloween.
Just in time for Halloween for the spooky spookies.
The spooky spookies.
The spooky spookies, right? And speaking of spooky spookies, well, this might not be as spooky depending. We have here, actually kind of a surprise, John Carpenter's Toxic Commando.
Indeed. Yes.
Right,
Actually, this was one of the few games that looked good to me.
Really? And why is that? For the obvious reason between us two?
Well, you know, it's John Carpenter, number one. And honestly, it just looks like... It honestly looks like, you know, Left 4 Dead, Back 4 Blood type gameplay on steroids with a huge army of zombies and running around in a car and shit. Like, I don't know. That seems like something we would enjoy a lot.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's interesting that John Carpenter is associated with a game. Like, I know he's a big gamer. Like, he loves Dead Space. Like, he's always...
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he loved Dead Space, and he's always talked about like how he would have loved to direct a Dead Space movie. Which I think that would be a perfect fit.
We did talk about this, and you know what? Yes, and you're right. He would fit very well with that.
He would fit perfectly for it, because if you watch The Thing, like, The Thing is pretty... Well, Dead Space is like The Thing in space.
Yeah, exactly. Except there's multiple things instead of just one. Shit's crazy. God,
Yes, this is supposed to be a game that's like an ode to 80s action and horror movies and games. And it's just you... Sorry. It's you playing commandos, and you run around, you shoot a lot of zombies, and it looks nuts. Like, if you see the density of enemies that there are,
yes,
it's a lot.
yeah, and that's why
It's probably the most I've seen in the game in ever, really.
Yes, dude. Yeah, that really gets me excited, and you know the whole idea of, you know, like I said, co-op shooting that many zombie armies. Hell yeah, that's definitely up my alley.
Yeah, well, we'll just have to hope that it's not a Back 4 Blood situation between us two.
Well, if it is, we'll just have to hope that it's on Game Pass.
Yep, Game Pass to the rescue, right? Well, I'll subscribe for that month. It's okay. I'll pay the, what's like $10 for the month.
Well, hopefully it'll be on sale for $1 like last time.
Well, I got it for I think it was free. I think it wasn't a free month when we did it.
Oh, that's right. It was a free month, but it was either free or we paid such a cheap price for it.
That didn't even matter. Which, thank goodness.
Yeah, thank God, because
Because I would have been very mad if I spent $60 on Back 4 Blood.
or, there are people who were mad that they spent full price on Back 4 Blood. Anyway, we'll talk about Back 4 Blood.
We're gonna talk about Back 4 Blood in this cast.
It is, yes. It's a bona fide failure. Sorry, I'm just gonna take my jacket off. It's a little warm.
Check it off.
Jacket off. All right, what's next? Oh,
Well,
sorry. Go ahead.
No, what were we gonna say?
Well, I mean, I know we talked about it before. I think probably. I know it was only on for like 2 seconds, but Baldur's Gate looks pretty good.
Yes, right. Yeah, we can talk about that. Actually wasn't on my list because it was mostly focused on just like, oh, we have Jason Isaac as an actor performing as one of our villains on here.
Oh, well, yeah.
And I mean, and of course, to Jason Isaac's credit, you know, he's a damn good actor, right? Lucius Malfoy, one of the biggest bastards in
He really is one of the biggest bastards, dude.
in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Right? Probably the second biggest bastard there.
Yeah, absolutely. But I wanted to bring it up because I've been trying to like, because I know we talked about like Divinity Original Sin, and you're like, oh yeah, they're also doing Baldur's Gate, and that's actually set in the D&D universe, and I've been looking for a game that is like as close to D&D as possible, and you pretty much said Baldur's Gate was the one. So I'm kind of excited for this game. I know it only gave like a cinematic, but I've seen gameplay footage of it on Steam, and I'm excited. It's supposed to come out this year, right? I forgot the date though that it had said.
August.
August, nice, cool.
The end of August. I don't remember when, but no, it's the end of August. So
Yeah, 31st.
if you're looking for a D&D game, I mean, the Baldur's Gate game always have had a history with D&D, obviously because Baldur's Gate is a town within, or a city, a very famous city within the D&D universe. Nice. And the D&D games developed by BioWare, the first two, used a I think the third edition book set of the rule set.
Yeah.
I think that's what it used, and thanks to those games, right? We have those games to actually thank for the Knights of the Old Republic as well, like a game we both love. That game also made by BioWare, well, the first one made by BioWare, and also uses D&D rule sets as well.
Yes, indeed. I really like. Yeah. So. Yeah, it's funny. We talk about the KOTOR and the remake that we'll never get. So.
Well, I mean, maybe Embracer Group says apparently it's still in development, but they said it's not dead. It's in development somewhere else. So maybe we'll see it again soon. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, there was also those news of how they had like apparently a $2 billion deal that fell through. So now they're doing a bunch of budget cuts and rearrangements and layoffs. So we'll see. All right.
Yeah. All right. Then.
But yeah, once again, I digress.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I don't know if you saw this, but I was actually going to talk about it after the John Carpenter talked to Commando because they both have kind of the same feel with the enemy density and stuff. Warhammer Space Marine 2.
Yes. Another game that I was interested in as well.
In that game, well, apparently it's going to be co-op, so
Yeah.
it's actually going to be 3-player co-op.
3-player, which is weird. It's usually like a 4-player, but honestly,
Yeah, usually 2 or 4 is the magic number. But.
yeah, but it looks really, really good. Because I've been getting into the Warhammer universe a lot since I've been playing with you, and it looks great, man. And I had fun playing the games like Vermintide and even the Darktide beta that we did together. So I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with this, and it's gonna be a combination of shooting and also with the chainsword.
Yeah. If the first game, you constantly switching back and forth between using the chainsword and using the gun because the chainsword gave you health back if you did execution. So they were kind of doing the Doom 2016 Doom Eternal thing before those games even existed.
Oh wow! Okay, nice.
Yeah, the whole thing was that you have to shoot them up, and then they get staggered, and you go up to them, you do an execution, and you pull out your sword and just fuck them up. And it looks like they're going for the same thing here. Except now you find the Tyranids, which has me excited because the Tyranids are super cool.
Okay.
The Tyranids are pretty much they're like the Zergs pretty much. The Zergs are based off them.
Okay.
They're pretty much like the Zergs or the Xenomorphs of the Warhammer universe. Bunch of big ass alien bugs. They look super cool, and they fight in huge swarms.
Yeah.
Did you see like how many they throw at you? Like. A lot.
Enemy density is just like the fucking Toxic Commando. That hopefully they keep.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna look forward to that. Except, I mean, no release date though, unfortunately, on that one, because, well, I don't know. They say it's late this year, but who knows when.
It'll come out when it's ready, hopefully.
Yeah, it'll come out when it's ready. I mean, this is a pretty stacked year already. So if they have to push it back, whatever.
It is a stacked
I wouldn't
year.
mind.
Yeah.
It is actually a very stacked year.
Yeah.
When we get to like our end of year episode, oh man, we're gonna have a lot to talk about because there's still so much stuff I haven't gone through yet.
I think we're gonna blow our load in terms of like episode limit, like time. It's gonna be crazy.
All right, and then one little game here, actually, I think would be of interest to us, is because we're Deep Rock Galactic fans and Dwarf lovers, we're classic dork enjoyers here.
I know exactly what
And yeah, Lord of the Rings: Return to Moria. It's a cooperative survival game where you have the dwarves within Lord of the Rings trying to return and reclaim the mines of Moria from the forces of Sauron, the goblins, the orcs, all that stuff. And it looks like
demons.
did you think did you initially think that it was gonna be like some kind of medieval Deep Rock ripoff?
Honestly, dude, I was looking at it and it looks like they're taking elements of Deep Rock, but they're also adding elements like base building because you're building stairs and other shit, and then after a while, a wave of enemies gets triggered and you have to hunker down and defeat the wave of enemies. That's the vibe I got from this. But then again, it was literally like a snippet. But obviously, it shows that you build shit. So that's
Yeah, we don't know for sure.
Yeah. So,
But I mean, like when you first saw the dwarf like digging through shit, you're like, wait, what is this a medieval?
yes.
And then I saw all the statues and stuff. Like, oh, this is Lord of the Rings. Okay, but
Yes.
I still thought it was some Deep Rock shit going on.
Yeah, Deep Rock, like back in time. And it's funny because it looked a lot like the first build of Deep Rock when Ghost Ship Games were initially developing it. If you actually go back, I think they have footage of. I don't know if they have footage of it, but somebody did like a history of development for Deep Rock, and it showed that. It showed dwarves mining through caves like that with an actual mule pulling a cart where that was the original Molly. It was like it was a legitimate mule. So I was like, oh damn, that's pretty cool. They took like the alpha concept of Deep Rock and they just fleshed it out. But no, it looks like they're doing more. They're going to add base building, and obviously it's under the Lord of the Rings universe. So that's already huge for me because I love Lord of the Rings. I just hope it doesn't turn into a Gollum situation. That would be pretty cool.
Oh well, I mean, did anyone even want that game to begin with?
I did initially, but then I actually looked at it and I was like, "What the fuck?" What the heck
Yeah,
is this?
you. That makes one of us because I don't think anyone was asking for. Oh, you know what? I want to play as Gollum.
Dude, I mean, come on, Gollum's a cool character.
You know,
But then I realized, like, I saw the way it looked, and then I also saw that Andy Serkis was not going to be the voice. Or
they couldn't afford him. They could barely afford.
Man, I don't know, bro. I just thought he'd do it because he likes the character so much. But I guess he, there's something about it he didn't like.
Or who even knows if they approached him because they probably realized that game's like it was like made like a $10 budget.
It really is.
They probably looked at them. They were like, "All right, so what can we buy? Okay, not Andy Serkis."
They did not have the balls to approach that man with that game.
Well, that man would have said, "The ball's on you, sir." To have me in this shit.
You've got balls, I'll give you that, but no. But anyway, yes.
And speaking of Pokeballs, that was a terrible segue. Okay, but this one's kind of funny. This is why I want to talk about it. Power World, which is Pokemon with guns. Did you see this?
Dude, I honestly didn't even know what I was looking at.
I know, right? It's like a fever dream of. I know it's a fever dream I never knew I wanted. Like just
Yeah.
Pokemon with guns.
It's like I was like, I'm insulted that you could, yet intrigued that you may, because it made little to no sense, but I still wanted to see what it was like. Hang on, let me see if I can find footage of it. Where is it?
But isn't it kind of cool at the same time? Like just the fact that someone just said, "Oh, Pokemon with guns," like that, automatically you pique my interest right there.
Dude, you know what that reminds me of? Fucking remember when Sword and Shield first came out, and you're like Pokemon Sword, Pokemon Shield, and then Pokemon Gun.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's the expanded version.
yeah, dude, this came to mind, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, dude, Pokemon with guns. That's essentially it, and like the electro looking dude pulled out a fucking Gatling gun. And I was like, okay.
Or
shit.
when you, and there's within the trailer, there's a shot of like some little girl pulling up a sheep, and then the sheep's screaming in terror as a hail of bullets coming her way. Ah!
Oh my god.
Screaming for its life. It just blocks bullets. But yeah, that game's gonna come out in early access. I think next January. That's what I marked here, but I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I was
no, you're
100%
right.
confident in it.
Yeah, it did. I mean, listen, if the early access is free, I would like to.
Oh no, early access is
try
never
it.
free.
What?
It's never free, bro.
I know.
It's never free. It's not free to play. It's not gonna be a free to play game probably.
Well, maybe they'll have a free weekend like they did Deep Rock.
Well, I mean that's possible. But Deep Rock also, I think, no, it didn't leave. It actually was still in early access at that time.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, fingers crossed for that one because that looks Like I don't even know what you do in the game. Like I just see the trailer. You see those animals, just rocket launchers attached to their shoulders, and some little girl running around with a heavy machine gun, just mowing them down.
Bro, imagine that. Like, oh, great, another Pokemon ref. Oh, wait, is that a fucking Gatling gun?
Pika, 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 Pika. Pikachu with fucking AK-47.
Oh my god.
Pika,
So-
Pika, Pika, Pika.
Good concept. I'm interested to see what they would do with that.
And I also have here another interesting concept. Lies of P, which is
It's
Bloodborne but Pinocchio.
I was just about to ask. That's supposed to be Pinocchio, right?
It's supposed to be Pinocchio, yes.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure because I was like, Lies of P, what the fuck? And then like the puppet, and then like a whole bunch of other shit, and then and then I don't know. It's like it clicked that it's supposed to be Pinocchio.
Yeah, from the very beginning. Well, I guess because you didn't see like the first initial trailers, but they were always like advertising like, "Oh, this is a dark take on Pinocchio," and then you see the gameplay like, "Oh, this is literally just Bloodborne but with Pinocchio."
Yeah.
Okay, down for it. Cool.
Oh.
They announced a demo for it that came out the same day as of Summer Games Fest. It's now available. You can download it on pretty much any. I think it's on just about any platform. I already downloaded it on Steam, so I'm actually gonna give it a go tomorrow.
All right. Nice.
But the game looks really cool. And it has again that Bloodborne atmosphere. Bloodborne's one of my favorite games ever.
Oh.
So
really?
I'm totally down for that.
All right. Well, you let me know.
Yeah,
Actually,
there's been
I might download the demo just so that I.
yeah, you should download it. Definitely, you should download it.
Yeah.
So you play as Pinocchio. You're running through a city, slashing robots, and the robots look pretty cool. They get really creative with a lot of the designs.
Yeah.
There was there's one that's like a ringmaster that's like one of the first bosses,
Yes.
and he has a pretty interesting design. He actually rips his own head off like in the middle of a fight. He gets so pissed. He just fuck this. He just grabs his metallic top hat and just rips his head off and starts using it like a mace.
That's pretty fucking metal.
Violently swinging it away at you. And then here, what else do we have? Damn, because we've already gone out of order from. I was just going like, oh, segues. We can talk about stuff. Yeah. Well, another little interesting game that's probably not AAA. It's from like the AA space, like Lies of P. Banishers: Ghosts of New Eden. That's here. Did you see that?
I don't think that was a favorite of mine. And let me go. Here we go. Hang on, let me see.
Yeah, I mean, it seems somewhat interesting. It's somewhat caught my eye, which is why I put it down. Being developed by the Life is Strange studio, Don't Nod. So this is definitely something outside of their usual wheelhouse, because normally,
Okay.
Life is Strange games are narrative-based games. This is more of an action game. It was kind of God of War-ish, actually, the way like the camera is handled.
Yes.
It's over the shoulder, but it's melee focused. You're like casting spells and stuff. And you have a ghost companion, which I imagine is like his girlfriend, based on what the happens in the trailer.
Yeah.
Because they seem kind of close to each other. So he has a ghost waifu. You could play as the ghost waifu, or you could play as the dude.
Yeah.
And they're both essentially exorcists. I'm guessing. I don't know, or banishers, I guess is what they call them in game.
Yes.
That deal with the dead. Send ghosts away, kill zombies and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a game that's gonna feature some narrative choices as well. So
I saw that they were going to institute some kind of morality system,
mhm.
especially with that lady that they said to spare sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably. I hope it's more than just be a Mother Teresa or just kick puppies in a river. It needs to be some gray, right, to make things a little interesting.
Yeah.
And speaking of interesting, there's another game. I don't know if you saw this one. This one was like towards the end, so you might have skipped around. It's called Lisfanka Time Shift Warrior.
Oh yeah, I don't know anything about that. Like
Yeah. So
I didn't know what I was watching. I mean, it looks cool. It seems to be like a time travel mechanic. Ooh, nice.
yeah,
Look at
right.
that.
So you make like a copy of yourself, and then your copy gets recorded. Like whatever actions they do, that gets recorded. And the idea of the game seems to be that you make a copy of yourself, and you try and get as far as you can with the copy until they can't advance anymore, and then you pick another copy, and then while one copy, your first copy does the thing, the other copy comes in, waits for the other copy to finish its thing, and then continues onward until eventually you have like a million different copies and clones running around, doing their whole thing, trying to get through the level. It's like a Rubik's cube. Oh my, not the Rubik's cube. Damn, what's that thing called? Like when you have like a million different when you put like the ball in a tube and like it goes down and then it activates like a switch and the switch activates like a lever.
Shit, I want to say a domino effect kind of.
No, it's like a domino effect, but it's like Ruby Goldberg, I think is what it is, right? Is it a Ruby Goldberg? I'm looking this up.
Dude, I have no idea. Like I know what you're talking about, but that does not.
Yes, it's a Ruby Goldberg. Yes, it's a Ruby Goldberg.
That's what they call it.
Yes, it's a Ruby Goldberg.
All
Yes, it's
right.
like a restaurant though.
That really does.
that sounds like some fucking mom and pop.
It sounds like Whoopi Goldberg. Lost.
Yeah, Ruby Goldberg, not
Yes.
Whoopi Goldberg.
No,
Ruby
no,
Goldberg.
I'm saying it sounds like Whoopi's like cousin or some shit.
Yeah, so that's your sister. Yeah, Whoopi and Ruby.
Whoopi and Ruby.
Whoopi and Ruby.
Cool.
Looks like a really cool game.
Yeah.
A really interesting premise.
Yeah. I wonder.
It's
how that's gonna
interesting.
shake out.
Yeah, well, no, I don't think there's any release date on that, but they look like a pretty cool game. And, well, we have two big ones now, so I saved the two big ones for last. And that is the first one being Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis,
Yes.
which, I don't know, you saw that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so it's going to be a compilation game of all the FF7 stories. So, Final Fantasy VII, the original, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII, like Dirge of Cerberus, and then there's another one that they added new. It's going to be about the origins of Soldier, which is pretty much like the mercenary army for Shinra.
Yeah.
And you're gonna learn about how they started. And it has like a chibi overworld art style. Like in the overworld, it looks kind of chibi-ish.
Yes.
So they're trying to, but then in the combat, it uses the remake graphics, like remakes art style, so it makes it a lot more realistic. So it's interesting how they're using
The combination.
a combination of the two, which is actually kind of like the original Final Fantasy VII, because you remember in the overworld, like you looked
You look
kind of
like-
weird.
Yeah, dude, you look like a freaking. You look like a doll, like a toy. And
Yeah, you look like a little toy, and then in game, like you looked, or in battle, you looked a little more normal,
Yeah.
or as normal as 1997 graphics will let you be.
Hey man, you know what? Like going from a doll to like that model, you were probably like, "Whoa, holy shit! I did not even know you could do that." But sure enough, yeah.
And now the thing is, the combat looks kind of simplified. Like I just saw that there's just icons at the bottom, so it is a mobile game. We'll see how that's the only damper there, right? Like, we're gonna see probably microtransactions because I saw a bunch of costumes, and I know for a fact they're gonna sell those costumes. You ain't unlocking shit in that game unless it's through your wallet.
Absolutely. Especially if it's like an Asian, based company like Square. That they're gonna sell the living shit out of those costumes.
I saw Aerith in a wedding dress. I'm like, yep, that's what they're going for right now. Give me that waifu money, boy.
Oh my!
You want to marry your wife, waifu?
Give me fuck.
Get that dress.
Give me money.
Give me money. And then they had cool costumes. Like Aerith was also wearing a red leather trench coat.
Yeah.
And then Tifa had like a monk getup, which looked kind of cool. And Cloud had like big shoulder pads and like a black leather vest on. What looked like a black leather vest.
Yeah.
And they were all really cool costumes, but I already know like they're gonna make us cough up money, and God only knows how much it's gonna cost.
Yeah. that shit up.
I'd be very surprised if Ever Crisis comes out as a paid product.
Yeah.
Just be like, oh, here you go, pay for it, $20, here you go, right? You get to unlock all the costumes and stuff.
No, free.
That's not how it's gonna
But then
be.
you gotta pay.
Because even if it's paid for, like they're still probably gonna charge you for costumes.
Absolutely.
Want to see Tifa in some cute pajamas? $10, boyo.
The closest you'll ever get to, you know, NSFW.
No, they're gonna have a Tifa as Italian senator. Dougie want to click. They're gonna give her Italian senator's outfit.
Sorry, bro. That would be the best like reference. To the
Like it's not like, you know, obviously like you can't have put porn in a real game, right? But just have her wear like an Italian.
Yeah, just have her wear an
I'll have her wear a shirt with an Italian flag on it or something.
Bro.
What was it? Was it that like someone hacked? I think someone hacked it and like started broadcasting it.
No, dude. I think what happened.
What was it again?
I don't think it was a hack. I think it was somebody on the in the Italian government that was watching Tifa porn on like their phone or something, and it accidentally got like broadcasted or like put on the projector or something. I can't remember what the story was, but it was some shit like that. I think it was an Italian senator that got caught.
Yeah, Italian Senate accidentally plays 30 seconds of NSFW Tifa Lockhart video. Well, we'll see.
Let me see. Yeah. Oh, because it was a Zoom meeting. Oh my god. Okay. Yes, that's what happened. So yes, the Italian Senate was having a Zoom meeting, and somebody got caught sharing the wrong screen.
Hey, you know what? Man of culture, though.
A man of culture.
A man of culture, indeed.
We can trust we can trust the Italian Senate.
They have good taste in in their Final Fantasy women. But the biggest Final Fantasy related game, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Right? Oh, really, this is the biggest game that was, at least for me, the one I was most excited for.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't played the remake yet. I mean, you haven't even finished the original game.
No.
But I absolutely love the remake. I think the remake is great.
Oh, really?
And yes, I think it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Like they perfectly capture everything there is to love about Final Fantasy VII. I'm not even the biggest Final Fantasy VII fan. Like I like Final Fantasy IX more, but everything they did with Final Fantasy VII was perfect. Like the writing is perfect. The voice casting and the people they casted to voice the characters and the acting absolutely perfect. The combat was great. It was a great combination of real time and turn based. The only thing is, it didn't have a great pace to it towards the end. Like they felt like they were kind of padding shit out because they pretty much tried to turn Disc 1 into a 40-hour game, and then by the end, like they kind of ran out of ideas. Like this could have been a better 30-hour game, guys.
Yeah.
But still, amazing game, absolutely amazing. I loved it, and Rebirth just looks like it's gonna be bigger and better in every way. So now it looks like they're moving more towards a open world format or open world ish.
Yeah.
Because very beginning we see that Cloud's running through a big field of flowers, and he's running through forests, and he's running through like industrial areas, and they all seem interconnected with each other. And there's like the bottom left you can see there's a Call Chocobo button, so there's clearly going to be traversal with the Chocobos. Sweet. Which implies that obviously there's going to be big ass zones. And the director of the game, who was the co-director of the first remake, said that he's a huge fan of Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh shit.
So, yeah, there's probably going to be some open world-isms in there. What do you think, man? What were your thoughts on it?
It looks great. I didn't really get to, like you said, I didn't get to finish the original and never played the remake, but I do want to play them, and it does look very, very good. It looks very, very well done. The combat looks very flashy, but it still looks like fun. Is it true though that they took some liberties with the story? Because I know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Essentially,
Yeah.
It seems like they're rewriting the story of Final Fantasy VII, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to spoil the ending, but that's pretty much it.
Okay. Then.
That's pretty much it. Like they're rewriting the story at this point.
Okay then. Okay.
And there's plot related reasons why that's happening.
Okay. That's fair.
But I don't want to spoil it.
No, don't spoil it because I actually wanna check it out.
Yeah, that's why I say play the first game. Play the original game, not the first, like the first remake. It's so confusing to talk about. Okay, play the OG game, vanilla ass Final Fantasy VII. Play it all the way through. It's actually not a long game. It can be like in 30 hours if you just blitz through it. And then you play the remake, and you actually appreciate all the changes, or some of the things they expanded on, rather. Because, again, they did it based on disc 1, and disc 1's like 5 hours. Yeah. And it's just you and Midgar. And they somehow were able to expand that to like 40 hours. And they managed to give all the characters, besides just Cloud and Tifa and Barrett, a lot of development. Like, there's a lot of side characters that get a ton of development. Like, those characters die like almost immediately in the original game, and they get a ton of development in the new game. Cool. And they're very very lovable characters. And yeah, I mean, you also mentioned how cinematic. Yeah, right. I forgot to mention that. Like, the production value on these games, like the cinematography, like the way everything is presented, is amazing. Also.
Yeah, of course. Like I said, I want to play it. It's on my wish list, but it's fucking it's the one that's on Steam is the remake Intergrade, so it's $70. But
yeah, because it comes with the original game and the Intergrade, which is like a in between campaign.
Yeah.
Well, it's supposed to introduce Yuffie, and it kind of sets up Rebirth.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I want to check it out. But there's a lot of games that I need to check out. And there's also another game that's coming out. There's another game that's coming out in the summer, in July. That I have to play.
Yes.
Yeah.
That rhymes with bales of.
Bales of.
Bales of Dervery.
Bales of.
Whatever that means. I don't even know. I just made that up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Trails of Reverie, man. Yeah, I can't wait to lose you for fucking 2 months. Hey, bro, you want to play Diablo? Nah, bro. I'm not trail shit.
No. We'll still play Diablo.
It's okay. We just have.
I promise.
You promise?
I promise. Dude.
It's okay, man. I know we can only play at certain times anyway, so you have plenty of time to play during the daytime.
Yeah, and plus, I got my Steam Deck now, so it'll probably be verified. I'll just play it while I'm on the shitter. So.
Oh shit! You got a Steam Deck? Okay, well, slight diversion here, man. When'd you get a Steam Deck?
Oh, dude, I got it before I left for Canada, because I wanted something to play my Steam games while I was while I was out, and also because I wanted to test out how powerful it was, and also to run certain games that rhymes with pumulation. But I haven't had a chance. I haven't had a chance to get into that front because it's a Linux-based system, which means it's very open-ended, but it's also really hard to navigate. So I was actually going to talk to Manny to help me set up the emulator aspect of it. But right now, I've tried games on it. Right now, I'm just playing really simple games like Pizza Tower, because a friend of mine, Aislene from North Carolina, she got it for me for my birthday, and I like that game a lot. It's fun. Really, dude, it's like they took Wario Land, like the game series, and just made it into like their own thing.
They made it even more Italian.
Dude, they made it super Italian. Like, literally, the main character's name is Peppino Spaghetti. I shit you not. I shit you not, man. Because there's a little character that like gives you tips and tricks like when you pass by them, and she just gave like a random trivia. She goes, "Hey, did you know that your name is Peppino Spaghetti?" Yeah, that's pretty sad. That's your name. Gave some shit like that. But so I've played that. I tried to play Street Fighter on it. That was funny. The game moves in slow motion.
Yeah. It's definitely most likely not
Verified.
Steam Deck optimized.
It's not Steam Deck verified.
It's not verified, but it's got that Twitter blue mark on it.
Yeah, I played the SpongeBob game on it, and that works too. I think it's just I'm using it to play all of like the not demanding games like Trails. So that's what I'll be doing.
Okay, wonderful.
But it's good.
I think that just about covers it. Going back on topic, I think that just about covers it for the Summer Games Fest.
Absolutely.
Unless there's something I'm missing.
No, I think you covered everything that I wanted to talk about. So sounds good. And plus, for me, the majority. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, keep going.
No, I was just saying the majority of the games that I liked, they actually came from the other showcases that we're going to talk about in a minute. So,
okay.
Whenever you're ready, we can move right along.
Yeah. Well, very quickly, I just want to talk about Day of the Devs real quick. I actually had like a full list of like my impressions and stuff on it, but I mean, you didn't watch it, and it's a lot of indie games. So I'm just gonna break it down to just the ones that really, really interested me, like blew my dick off, as I said earlier.
Yeah.
So there's a Hyper Light Breaker, which is the sequel to Hyper Light Drifter, which is Hyper Light Drifter, I should say, was a 2D like top-down action game, but this game, Hyper Light Breaker, is actually a full-on 3D open-world roguelike game. Right, so quite the genre shift. And how the game works is that pretty much you're in a hub and you go out into a zone, and that zone is randomly generated with enemies and stuff, and you have to defeat the enemies, level up, and then get to the boss in the zone and try and beat them to clear the zone out. And then obviously if you die, you go back, you get your upgrades, and you go back out and try again until eventually you make it.
Okay.
And it looks super cool. I mean, you could probably look up some footage while I'm talking about it. And it actually does have co-op. So if you're interested in it, that's something we can definitely do.
Well,
I wouldn't mind.
Let's see here.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be in early access. I don't know when. I think maybe next year or later this year it's going to be in early access. And it has like really fast-paced combat. Very kind of like Hyper Light Drifter's combat, but obviously in 3D. A lot more options. You have like guns and stuff you can pick up. All sorts of different swords and melee weapons that you can use. And it's got that cool style that Hyper Light Drifter has, where it's kind of surreal and colorful, but still looks kind of cool. So that was the first one that I saw that I really liked. And then next one is called Hellskate. And Hellskate is essentially Tony Hawk, but roguelike.
Tony Hawk, but roguelite? Okay, shit.
Yeah, you play as like a demon dude who have a skateboard, and like you try and skateboard through the levels while defeating a bunch of enemies. And that's pretty much the whole shtick around it. And it looks pretty cool because I grew up playing Tony Hawk games. I played 1 through 3 on the PS1, and I absolutely love those games. And I also played Underground 1. I was either 1 or 2. I don't remember. I think it was 2 because it was one with Bam Margera.
Yeah, I think it was in all of them. Maybe it was Tony Hawk Underground.
Yeah, so I'm saying Underground.
Yeah.
But Underground 1 or Underground 2, I don't remember. I only played one of them. I didn't play both of them. It had like a story mode like Bam Margera and Bam, and I was competing against Tony to like get a bunch of points in a competition. That was kind of like Jackass, but on skateboard. Yeah, it was like you're like going around like fucking with people and stuff while you're on your skateboard.
Yeah, dude.
And you get points for it.
It
felt like they wanted to make a Jackass the game, but they couldn't. But they could get Tony Hawk.
Yeah, so they're like,
yeah, let's make a Tony Hawk game,
let's do it,
but with Jackass.
That does sound pretty
good.
Let me see if I can find.
Yeah, they showed a gameplay overview of it, They went over like the mechanics, like you could build up like a resource meter that helps you do a bunch of cool tricks,
Hmm.
and then you can defeat enemies while you're styling on them. You earn weapons, earn tattoos that work like perks, and then if you die, you kind of go back, level up. The usual roguelike stuff.
Yeah.
You die, you lose your progress, you go back, you get stronger, come back, and then you do it all over again. And then actually, the brings me to my last game that was here. There was about I'd say 12 games, but I'd say only 3 of them. So this one was actually super cool. This is one that really just blew me away. It's called Viewfinder, and it's a puzzle game where you use a Polaroid camera to take pictures of the environment, and then you grab the Polaroid and you use the Polaroid to create what?
Yes, I have
You know what you're talking about?
I've seen this one. Yes, I have.
Dude, didn't that blow your mind when you first saw it?
Yes, it
Yeah,
did.
I was like, what the fuck is? Like, you have a camera? Like, okay, I guess take a
It
picture.
absolutely.
Okay,
Yes.
and then they put the camera up and then they walk away. I'm like, wait, the pictures in the environment? What? Yeah, so that's the gameplay loop of it. Like you're in an environment and you take pictures of your environment, and then you use the Polaroid to create new
To create-
parts of the
Yeah, to create
environment.
new parts of the environment.
Yeah, and it looks, it's so seamless. Like that's what it was. Like I didn't even realize that. Like, oh wait, you just created something new, and it looks like there's gonna be a lot of ways to solve it. It kind of gives me Portal vibes,
Yeah.
except Portal's obviously a bit more restrictive with like its solutions.
I think it is restrictive. However, I think it reminds you of Portal in the sense that you have to solve puzzles while thinking not conventionally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
It's what it is. Which, by the way, it absolutely looks so good. I can't remember where I saw this because I don't think it was Day of the Devs, but I did see the trailer for it somewhere else. Damn, where the hell did I see this?
I
But
can't find it. Yeah.
but no, I found it, but I don't know where I saw it first. But I know exactly what you're talking about. That game does look good.
Yeah, it's such a surprise because out of that entire showcase, like that's the one I was like, holy shit! Like this looks awesome. Like,
yeah.
like when does this come out? Like, wow, I was even more excited for that game than some of the freaking AAA games I saw in Summer Games Fest.
Yeah.
To be honest, but that's enough of that. We can now go over
we
to
can-
something maybe.
We can look at more if you want.
No. That's it. It was pretty much just those 3 games, and they were very quick snippets. Let's go into something a little more up your alley. Let's talk about Xbox here, because you were kind of excited for it. Why don't you lead this one?
All right, sounds good to me, man.
All right. So
Well, first off, I know you have thoughts on this game series, and I actually was curious to see what you thought of. But it looked pretty cool to me. I like the way they presented it. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the Fable reboot, I guess it's called, because they are definitely redoing the series, I think. And they got that guy from the IT crowd. The
yes, Richard Ayoade. I think that's how
yeah,
you say it.
IOI, dude, I love that guy. That guy makes me.
I
laugh.
know.
He's so goddamn funny. Have you've seen the IT crowd, right?
I have not. You keep telling me to see it.
Please,
I have not seen
dude,
it.
please. That he is so fucking funny. He's just so good. But yeah, dude. So I thought the game looked pretty good. I remember playing Fable at my cousin's house when I was younger, and it was funny because it was one of those few games where my cousin would play and also my aunt would play. And my aunt did not play games, and for some reason she was completely enamored with Fable 2. So I was confused. I was like, what kind of game gets her excited? Like, I wanted to see, and it wasn't that bad. So I think it looks pretty good. I wondered. I know nothing about the Fable universe because I was a kid when I played it, and I was just like, oh, colorful, knights and armor and dragons and shit. So so it looks good to me. I'll probably wait a little bit though to see if it's actually good before I even buy it. So it's not really something that I'm like, oh my god, I gotta have it now. But it looked pretty good. So What are your thoughts?
Well,
Because well, I mean, shit. I hope they hope they take their time with it. But I'm excited for it. It looks pretty good. But what are your thoughts on it? Because you said you had some words for it. Oh no, no, no! Come back to me, Jesse. No.
God damn it. Okay, what the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah,
The
right. I
last thing.
was
Yeah. So the last thing I heard was you have some choice words, and then you were saying a joke, and then that's it.
yeah, I was saying yeah, good. I said good thing you're not in a rush to get it because it seems like they're not in a rush to release it because we still have no release date for the game. Right. So my impression was that man, like we waited 3 years since the game was first revealed, and this is all you have to show. Like we had a pre-rendered CGI trailer, and then now we have not a pre-rendered CGI trailer, right? Okay, that's fine, but a cinematic trailer. And apparently there was some gameplay, like the part where you're running away from IT crowd giant boy.
Yes.
Yeah, which that was kind of funny. I did like the trailer itself. I thought the trailer
Yes.
itself was pretty funny. And I like the twist in the end when you find out that IT guy
Is
that
it?
that the guy who's being interviewed during the trailer talking shit about you turns out to be a giant. Like that was actually
Yes.
kind of cool. But I'm kind of let down by the fact that that that's all we get, right? Like we got no gameplay. Like what? It's been 3 years, guys. Come on, like
Yeah. No gameplay.
how do you not have like actual gameplay? Not this bullshit where it's like, oh, you see like 5 seconds of like your character fucking bandits up in the forest, and like another 5 seconds of you running away from the guy from the IT crowd.
Well, apparently that's in-game footage. So
Yeah. Which, by the way, I forgot who said that, but fuck that guy. That guy was on some Xbox executive was like, "Oh yeah, none of the stuff we're showing is pre-rendered trailer. It's all in-game, in-game engine." Bro, fuck you, Jesus Christ, man! Just
it's okay.
just
Just
the
blame
it's such a massive debate.
just blame it on Phil Spencer, bro. That seems to be like the end thing now.
I don't know, man, but I mean, I like the Fable games. I played through all of them. Well, I played through actually, no, I didn't play through all of them. I only played through the first two, and then
Yeah.
I didn't play through three. I think there was like a couple of spin-off games, but I don't remember playing them, and so I only played the first two. But the first two games are great. I absolutely love it. I like that they're going back to the more medieval fantasy style rather than the Industrial Revolution fantasies.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, I guess we'll see whenever the fuck they actually decide to show what the game's gonna be like. Maybe another
Yeah,
3 years.
I mean, that's fine. We're in no rush. We got plenty of other games.
Yeah, I know. It's just like with Xbox, like why are we waiting so long for this stuff, man? Like a lot of these things, a lot of these games that we're seeing in these showcase. Admittedly, they do have a lot of them do have release dates, but a lot of them like we went so long with getting no updates on them. Fable being among one of them, and then Fable comes back, 3 years later, and we just what do we get for? Okay, we get a funny trailer with the guy from the IT crowd.
From the IT guy.
That's it. No, like we don't know what the game's going to be like. We don't know if it's open world or linear or what the combat's going to be like or the progression system's going to be like. Just none of that stuff. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we don't even know what the story is. All we know is the game's going to be funny.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's gonna be actually a secret episode of the IT crowd,
Oh my god.
and to turn out that Richard Ayoade just got turned into a giant somehow.
Yes, it's all a D&D campaign from a secret episode of the IT Crowd. Which is
Yes,
funny
that's actually it.
because,
Perfect.
It's funny you say that because there is an episode where they're playing Dungeons and Dragons. So it's funny that you bring it up. And
This
actually,
is
that's one of the better episodes.
Okay, this is gonna be the video game reenactment of it. Then that's what it is.
Yes, but yeah. So that was Fable. We explained that. The next game, which honestly I liked just for the animation style, South of Midnight.
Yes. Speaking of games we don't know anything about, the streak of
More in-game footage, but not actual gameplay. South of Midnight looks pretty dope. It looks like it takes place like in the bayou. I like the way, like I said, I like the animation style. I wonder if that's like what the actual in-game footage is gonna look like when we play, like when the character moves around and stuff, or if that's just something reserved for cutscenes. But I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, well, according to Mr. Xbox Twitter guy, I guess that was all in-game engine stuff. So I assume that's how it's gonna animate. Which, hey, if it does animate that'd be cool, man. It's like Spider-Verse, right? Everyone loved the Spider-Verse
exactly
animation
right.
style. Now you get it in the video game.
Hell yeah, dude! That sounds fucking dope.
And it seems like it has like a really cool, interesting setting. It looks like it's seemingly like, because obviously there's not much going on in the trailer. It's just some girl talking to some weird giant dude playing a banjo in the middle of the bayou. Yeah, half dead, right? He has half his face is a skull. Like, when I saw that, I was like, "Whoa, that's kind of weird." Right?
You need some lotion
But
there.
that's all the snippets we have of the story. But based off just that, it seems like you're some kind of monster hunter in the South,
Yeah, with magic.
in New Orleans, probably, or
No.
or Louisiana,
Orleans.
New Orleans, or
No.
Louisiana. I mean, Louisiana's just one big fucking swamp, anyways. It's just it's East Texas, but with swamps. That's what Louisiana is. It's East Texas. It's swamp Texas.
Yeah. All right. Next on the list.
Here we have Star Wars Outlaw, right? The new open world Star Wars game by Ubisoft, which they didn't show too much.
They
on
showed
it.
more at the Ubisoft showcase. Like they showed.
Yeah,
the actual
luckily.
gameplay.
Yeah, luckily they showed more of the showcase because, like, honestly, there were 2 games in. I was really kind of annoyed with the Xbox showcase. I'm like, bro, again, another fucking. Or you see nothing. Okay, I guess this is gonna be the whole thing. Is gonna be, but I mean, first impressions, right? It wasn't very good, but I was still interested in it because we haven't really had a open world Star Wars game, like really. I don't know. People say like Star Wars Jedi Survivor is like open world, but I'm not really sure. I haven't played it yet, so.
Survivor? Oh, okay.
Survivor. No, not Fallen Order. Fallen Order definitely not. That's definitely not a.
Yeah.
But Survivor, some people claim that that's open world. But this game's gonna be like a full on, open world game, and it's a cool premise. You play as like a smuggler, or like a scoundrel, or a thief, or something like that.
Yeah.
And you get to go around the galaxy, doing jobs, going on a story, fighting people with your blasters and stuff. I think that's something we need more of in Star Wars, rather than you just playing a fucking Jedi for the millionth time. I mean, playing Jedi is cool, man, but come on, Star Wars is a universe. We should have some variety.
Dude, no. Sheen, this is the 7th Jedi that survived Order 66. For fuck's sake, man. That's how it feels sometimes. But yeah. This one's traumatic event was actually not that traumatic because everybody literally survived it.
Oh, I mean, it's a galaxy, man, right? There's probably a couple million.
Yeah, but yeah, I know. But
A lot of
still,
places to hide in the galaxy.
But the Jedi were already few in number, so the fact that they were massacred made them rare, and also it diminishes Luke's like specialness.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it diminishes the other surviving Jedi specialness when you just start adding like new Jedi. You know what
I mean, it also makes you think, what the fuck were these guys like during like episode 4, 5, and 6? What were they doing?
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I'm getting off.
We're not getting into this.
Stop. We're not doing this. We're not doing this right now. But we are getting a Star Wars game that is not about Jedi. Hopefully. And you don't.
No,
you don't
there's
meet
gonna
that
be no
one
Jedi.
Yeah,
That one game.
Yeah, unless they meet that one companion that's like the Jedi, but I cut myself off from the Force, and then like magically halfway through the game, I've reconnected. Let's hope not.
Let's hope not.
Anyway,
But you know, we can't be hopeful for Persona 3 Reload, which is going to be the Persona 3 remake, which has been the again worst kept secrets in gaming, man. Because apparently someone at Atlas, that runs the Instagram account, didn't get the memo. He just went, "Oh shit! Right, this is the day we upload the trailer, right? Oh, click. Oh, not. Oh,
Oh, whoops. Yeah. Well, I think I was reading that, or I think it was you that told me that apparently he was already getting fired. So he.
No, I didn't mention anything about that. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
Then there was probably something that I read online. Like apparently he was already like on his way out the door, and he.
He just went fuck it. Like the employee just went fuck
yeah,
it.
It was a you know what? Fuck you. It's my last day. I'm getting fired anyway. Here you go. And then that's what happened, because apparently they had Atlas had posted that guy's job on the job listing afterwards. But I don't know if it's because he leaked it, so they fucking fired him, or because he was already being planned on let go. But who knows? But hey, Persona 3 in Persona 5 graphics and style. That should be very interesting.
That should be very, very interesting. Just from the small little bit they showed us, man, it looks absolutely beautiful.
I'm sold. I'm sold on it.
I mean, it's more Persona, man, and it seems like Atlas is dedicated to their we're not going to show shit about Persona 6 movement.
Well, dude,
it's gonna...
what was the time jump or the time gap between Persona 4 and Persona 5?
4 came out in 2008, I think, 2008 or 2009.
It was
and
2009, and then Persona 5 came out 2018, right?
2017, the first version. At least in America. I think it came out 2015 in Japan.
Oh, okay.
And then we had to wait forever.
Yeah. All right, then. Yeah, because, you know, they'll probably take their time with it. And also, they got a bunch of other projects in the works, which we're going to get to now.
Yeah, like, for example, Persona 5 Tactica.
Yeah.
Which is also announced. Again, milking that Persona 5. This is the third spin-off game, and someone at Atlas was like, "Hey, I like XCOM. Let's make XCOM with Persona now." And you know what? Persona 5? We ain't milked that shit enough. You like Persona 5, right, kids? All right, we got another one for you.
Well, hey, look, man. Persona 5 Strikers was pretty good. I don't know much about
it. Actually, was
Persona.
really good.
Yeah, I don't know about that Persona 5 mobile game that they announced, but
well, that's like apparently kind of its own thing. I don't think it's not even called Persona 5, right? It's like Persona X or something like that.
Yeah, Persona X, but it's set like in Tokyo. It's set like the same area as Persona 5, so it's just kind of like, I guess that is a real spinoff. But Persona 5 Strikers felt more like a sequel. I know we talked about it. That it felt more like a sequel.
It was a sequel. It was definitely a sequel, and actually was a pretty good sequel.
Absolutely.
I mean, I was sad to see the bond stuff go. Like, you couldn't have like the individual bonds.
Yeah.
But it was still a pretty fun game, and it did a good job at fusing a Dynasty Warriors combat with Persona's mechanics.
Absolutely.
And we'll see if maybe Persona 5 Tactica can combine XCOM with Persona well enough. I mean, they've done it in the past.
Yeah, and sorry, go ahead.
And I forgot that about that mobile game, because I was thinking of the dancing game.
Oh yeah, but I think that's
That's a spin-off game too.
Yeah, but it's like a standard spin-off game. Like, it's something you'd expect from the Persona franchise.
Yeah, they've been doing it. They did it with 4. They did it with 5. Everyone wants to see their cute anime characters doing cute dances.
Absolutely, and I don't blame them.
Everyone wants to see. You gotta see them do the Gangnam style or whatever. That would be funny. I mean, obviously, that's probably not there. Like 99% chance it's not there, but
yeah,
that'd be great. I want to see that. See them do Gangnam style. Bring that back.
Bring that back.
Bring that back. Like what was that? Like 2012? Yeah, bring it back. That's 10 years from now. It's
Yeah,
retro at this point.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so they got that going. And yeah, and wait, and what was that other game too? The shit. The name of the other game that Atlas is working on that's like their take on Final Fantasy.
Yeah, so actually that skipped over a few games, but that's okay.
Well, because we're already on the topic of
Yeah, we're on the topic of Atlas. Makes sense, right? So we have here Metaphor ReFantasia, which, interestingly enough, I actually read that game was actually revealed like 7 years ago under a code name. Yeah, I saw that on GameSpot. I don't know how accurate that is, but it's from the director, composer, and character designer of Persona 5. So those three guys are working on this game, and it looks like it's going to be Persona, but Final Fantasy. And it looks like they're carrying on the tradition of Persona, of a Persona style presentation, where they somehow managed to make a game that has better presentation and visuals than Persona 5. Like, more style than Persona. Like, you saw the trailer, right?
Yeah, I did see
You saw how freaking... Look at the menus, man. The menus was like high art.
Yes, dude, it was high art. Like literally.
What is this? Some fucking Renaissance painting going on here?
I like the Renaissance painting a lot. I liked it a lot. But yeah, man, it looks good. Honestly, like I'm becoming an Atlas fan with each passing game that they do. So I want to play it. I want to play it.
Yeah, I want to give that a shot. And they showed a lot of cool stuff there. It looks like you can summon, like these cool monsters, but it did look less like stands and more like actual summons, because it didn't look like they were like behind you like JoJo stands. Like they were actually like in front of you, and they could do cool attacks.
Yeah.
And I mean, fortunately didn't get to actually like go through it and like dissect it, but it looks like it might have a similar combat system to Persona. It looked like what were like turns, where like you could take turns away from them and stuff, possibly.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how that is, but like I said, it looks super cool, amazing style. Like I can't say it enough. Like it's just, like, how does this game look this good already with this much style and presentation?
Yeah.
And speaking of style, we have another game here that has some pretty interesting style. Surprise reveal from Capcom.
Yes.
I did not expect this game, and I had no clue what the fuck I was looking at when I first saw it. Kunitsu.
Colorful. That's all
Yeah, very colorful. Yeah, we have Kunitsu Gami, Path of the Goddess, which was it's pretty much, it looks like Onimusha but on LSD.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all like, whoa, what is this? Like I am getting secondhand high just watching this, but I feel kind of debated though, because I saw all the feudal Japan iconography there, and I'm like, oh shit, they're gonna make Onimusha? Oh my god, yes! And then I see like weird colors and shit, and then some masked dude with a sword just comes out and cuts through something. I don't even know what the hell he's cutting through. He's just cutting through the ground, and like these shadowy hands pop out and stuff. Then a skeleton dude opens up his chest, and opens a gate with a bunch of weird ass monsters coming out. Oh, okay, I thought you froze.
No. I was just listening, and also I was watching more of the trailer, because I was like, damn, I want to see those colors again, and the people dancing and shit.
Yeah, you could probably put down the loop and get some edibles.
Some
Enjoy a nice show.
Yeah.
Enjoy a
Also,
nice show.
Yeah, for sure. So there were a couple games that we skipped over that I wanted to go back to. You probably won't be interested in them, but I'm interested in the new Payday that's coming out. They showed some games.
Yeah, actually, you have it here in the list.
And I like it, man. I've liked Payday. I think that was one of those games that I bought on a whim.
Closer to the mic. Closer to the mic.
Oh, sorry. It was one of those games that I bought on a whim, like Payday 2, and I really liked it. Really, really liked it. I like I like heisting now. That's like a thing that I like to do now. So when they announced Payday 3, I was like, oh shit, that's gonna be pretty dope. And now they kind of revealed a trailer and they showed a lot more of what they plan to do, and it looks like you can do a lot more and stuff. And I think Payday 2 was already far along, like for how long it's been out and how long the content has been out, that it was kind of hard to learn the game. But like for new players, but I think this will be a nice jumping point for people.
Yeah, that'd be cool to play with you. We played a
yeah.
little bit of 2 together.
Yeah, we did, but I think what happened was like that we couldn't find anyone to play with us, so it was just 2 of us, and it's a 4-player co-op game. So you really need more people, and I think if we ask Winston, I'm sure he'll be down to play with us.
I think he did play 2.
Yeah, or Manny, because
good luck getting him to play anything. Good luck getting to play anything that's not Warcrack.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what, bro? I gotta try, man. I got to try, mate. But anyway, yeah. So Payday, and also there was another one that was by Obsidian. It's honestly, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I think Obsidian is just trying to copy Bethesda at this point. And I think they're making their own version of Elder Scrolls. I think Avowed it's called.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you get a?
Yeah, no. Actually was one of the games I was going to talk about here because
yeah, go for it. Yeah,
I like Obsidian. I like their games. I like Knights of the Old Republic 2 is probably like my favorite Star Wars game. Yeah. That's one of the best Star Wars stories. And I a lot of those guys made the original 2 Fallouts. They were part of Black Isle Studio, I think they were called back then, and the first 2 Fallout games are great. And they did Fallout New Vegas, which is also very good game, and they also did the Pillars of Eternity games, which are like classic computer RPG games in the style of Baldur's Gate. And funny enough, Avowed actually does take place in the Pillars of Eternity world.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Okay. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know much about. I knew about Pillars of Eternity, but I didn't know anything. I didn't know that Obsidian was like the original people behind it or anything like that. So this is set in the Pillars of Eternity?
Yes, set in the Pillars of Eternity world. And it looks like it's going to be Elder Scrolls style combat. You're going to be fighting around with first person melee, casting cool spells, and I actually did watch a little bit of the Xbox Showcase Extended, and one of them was Avowed, and they didn't show any new gameplay, but they did speak to the director, and according to her, it's the structure of the game's going to be closer to Outer Worlds.
Oh, okay.
So it's not really going to be open world like Elder Scrolls.
Yeah,
it's going to be more like open zone. Like you're going to go to an area, it's going to be really big. It's going to be some important areas you can go to, pick up some quests.
Okay.
But it's not going to be something like, Skyrim, where like, you start off in Stormfront, or I forgot what the first town was, and then you can just run across the entire world as soon as you're done with the prologue.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not going to be like that. It's going to be a lot more structured, a lot more linear. But, Avowed, Obsidian, does a good job with lore. They have good writing, good story. The only thing is, like, it was kind of like Elder Scrolls in the sense the combat looked a little jank. Like in the little snippets I saw, I'm like, oh man, they're copying Elder Scrolls in one way at least. Like,
yeah,
the combat looks a little janky and clunky. The animations aren't really the best, but it could be just a trailer. Maybe in game it'll look and play a little better, and I hope it does, because first person melee is not something that's easy to get right, especially since so few games have attempted it. So we have very few games to build off of. But then you have stuff like Vermintide and Darktide and Dishonored. Like, they nail it. Like, it feels amazing when you do melee in those games.
Yeah.
And I wish more games would try to strive for that, or hire people or train people to get it like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else is there, man? I'm surprised you didn't bring up. You haven't brought up your boy Idris.
Oh well, because I was going piece by piece.
Oh, I mean, might as well hop over to that. It's a first-person RPG.
Yeah. Very well then.
Yeah,
Well, honestly, it started with my boy Keanu.
your boy Keanu. Okay,
I love Keanu.
that's all our boy.
Yeah, it's all our boys. By the way, I finally saw John Wick 4 on the airplane back home.
Oh, how was it? Yeah,
Art.
art.
It's just art. Period. I don't know what else to say. It's art.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, Keanu Reeves talked about Phantom Liberty and looks fucking good. It looks really really good. And Idris Elba. Honestly, I love that dude. Love him very much, and I'm glad that he's in. And I'm glad that Keanu came back to voice new lines because I was kind of like worried that they would kind of like reuse old lines and stuff, but no, man, Keanu came back to record new voice lines and shit. So it looks good.
Do you know anything about like what's going on in the?
Yeah. So apparently, so V is obviously dying because of the potential spoilers. By the way, if you've not played Cyberpunk or know like
Try not to spoil too much because I still want to play it myself too. I haven't.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no. I'm just gonna say so V is having an issue. Well, do you know about Johnny Silverhand and his role in
Well, yeah. I mean, that's like the first like 2 hours of the game.
Okay.
That's not a big deal. Like,
then that's fine. So yeah,
just don't spoil the ending.
No. I'm not gonna spoil the ending. So the so V is dying because of the chip that that's in her brain or his brain, and so there's someone who gives V a chance to give her a cure. I don't know what the cure is. They didn't go into specifics, but essentially it's like it's a spy mission where you have to go and rescue the president of the new United States that somehow she got herself trapped in Night City's like one of Night City's worst like town like parts of town, and you're just like, how? Okay, fine. And
Secret Service be slipping.
Secret Service be slipping bigly, bro. So so essentially, you're charged with going into that part of town. I think it's called Dogtown, and you have to get her back. And Idris Elba is like your contact, like he helps you with your mission. But that's it. That's all I know about the DLC, about the story. That's like the main overarching narrative for that.
Okay, all right. And did you watch Skillup's video on it?
No, I did not watch Skillup's video on it.
Okay, because he mentioned that there's actually some improvements that are probably going to be introduced with Phantom Liberty, or maybe slightly ahead of its release. And he noticed that there was much better AI. And when he was talking to the devs, they said that they were going to rework the perk system.
Ooh, cool. That'd be pretty nice to see.
So, however that looks, who knows? But what were you going to say?
Because the I love Cyberpunk, but the perk system and how you assign points and stuff, it can get very confusing, and it can get a little bit overwhelming as well. So I think this is better. I have to see what they're gonna do, but it sounds like they're taking steps to make it a better experience of like assigning traits or perks to the type of character that you want, so that you can make them a brawler, a hacker, an assault machine gun type of guy where you literally you can carry a whole bunch of heavy weapons. So hopefully that's the case. But really, what it showed in the showcase was just more like story.
Okay.
But it looks
very interesting.
It looks good to me. I mean, for all the hate that Cyberpunk gets, I loved it. I loved that game a lot, despite its abysmal launch.
Yeah, abysmal to say the least.
Dude, dude. Anybody who tells you different is lying to you, bro.
Yeah, I want to get my hands on it. It's just, man, that prologue is so fucking long.
Dude, I mean, yeah.
Goddamn, but there's no reason why I need like 2 hours.
Dude, it's there if you want it. It's there if you need it. You got my Steam share and everything. So don't be shy. Just jump in. Don't even think about
it. Okay, yeah, of course. All right. But if you're thinking about this other first-person RPG game, I don't know if you saw this one, Clockwork Revolution.
Oh man, I thought you were gonna talk about Overwatch.
No, no. Okay, what the fuck? No. We don't talk about Overwatch here.
Fuck that game. Fuck that reveal. Sorry. You know what? No,
No,
I'm
no,
not.
we're not talking about this. No, no, no,
No,
don't,
no,
don't,
no, we're not talking about
don't.
No, but
We are
honestly,
not talking about that.
Clockwork looks. It's funny. I almost called it Clockwork Orange, but no, it's just called Clockwork.
Clockwork
looks-
Revolution.
Dude, it gave me Bioshock Infinite vibes. I don't know.
That's what everyone says.
Yeah, okay. At least I'm not. All right, I'm not the only one.
Everyone
Okay.
says it.
Dude, literally from like the very first like zoom out on that clock and that flying like thing or whatever, dude. Immediately, I was like, oh, Bioshock Infinite, I'm in. Don't even worry about it. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. But it looks pretty good. Yeah. Honestly, that's essentially it. It gives me Bioshock Infinite vibes.
Yeah, right down to the time travel too, because you saw there seemed to be time travel in play, and I think they said there's going to be some time travel mechanics.
Yeah, because it showed two different worlds. So
Yeah, you're going to be able to build your own character. You can get skills and stuff. It's going to be very interesting to see Bioshock Infinite, the RPG.
yeah, Bioshock Infinite, the RPG. And honestly, I think Bioshock Infinite was my favorite out of all the Bioshocks.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, no, it really was, man. Or
Wow.
is, rather.
Because the first one's my favorite. That's the one I love the most.
It seems.
I played all three, but
Oh, yeah,
the first one's my favorite.
Yeah, I've never played 2. I only played the first one.
Two's pretty good. It's just the 2 has like diminishing effects because 1 has such you go to Rapture. Rapture has such amazing atmosphere and detail that you wouldn't see in games at the time like that.
Yes.
Like games weren't that detailed and atmospheric until Bioshock came out, and then Bioshock 2. You're going back to Rapture and it's shittier than before, but like it's kind of the same thing. It's like, oh, okay, well, I've kind of seen all this already.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks shittier, but like, it was already kind of shit.
Yeah, the place already was gone to shit beforehand.
Yeah. More trash. More litter.
More trash.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
But yeah, but honestly, I really liked Infinite a lot. I mean, the ending. I know a lot of people. They say that a lot of people have issues with the ending. I kind of have issues with the ending, but I think the DLC for me kind of fixed it in a way. But it sucked. Like the actual ending of everything. Like even I'm not gonna spoil it, but the ending of everything, including the DLC. I was kind of like, oh man, really? That's how it ends? Fuck me, bro. Okay. But yeah.
And then, one last thing here. Unless you have something else you want to talk about. Was there anything else that caught your eye?
I feel like there was something else, but I am drawing a blank. Oh yeah. Just random side note. Cities 2. I don't know, man. I like the whole building simulator thing. I'm a fan of like Satisfactory and shit. I like to build stuff, and I actually tried to play Cities Skylines. I think it was the first one, but dude, the game looked like shit on my computer, and it had no tutorial, so I kind of was just like thrown into a huge city editor, not knowing what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And also it crashed on me a few times, and I was like, what the fuck is this? But this looks good. I hope this runs better.
Yeah, I hope so.
Sorry, that was just a random side note. Yeah, then there's Phantom Liberty. What else? No, I think that's it. Unless you want to piss and moan about Overwatch.
No, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
Oh my god, Forza Motorsport. They have Corvettes
No, yeah.
now. They got Corvettes
yeah.
now.
Yeah, Corvettes, huh?
Yeah, no.
No, but actually, the last thing I wanted to talk about was there's an interesting game there called 33 Immortals.
Oh, yes.
You saw that?
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah, the trailer starts with like this little guy just walking across. It seems to be like he's gonna go into a fight, and then like a few more guys come. And also a lot more guys come, and you're like, whoa, what is this? A bunch of people just running towards something, and then they go play, together with 33 player co-op. Like, wait, what?
Yes, dude. I was like,
33. First off, that's a lot. Second, that's a weird number. That's a prime number. That's not a prime number. But it's still an odd number.
Actually, no, wait. No,
33 is not a prime number.
No,
it's not a prime number.
111,
3.
111, 3, yeah.
333. It's not a prime number.
This is why I'm not the math guy.
Yeah.
I'm not the math man. Anyway.
But apparently it's a raid. It's a roguelike game where you kind of raid the map together with 32 other people. And this was also another game that I saw during the extended showcase. And how the game works is that everyone spawns in different parts of the map, and then they have to go to they have to clear out what are called torture chambers, which are pretty much just dungeons. And then you go into the dungeon and you kill all the enemies, you collect their loot, and then you go to the next one. And then until eventually, in the center of the map, something called the Wrath of God spawns, where it's an event where everyone goes towards the middle now, and then they start fighting a bunch of monsters while meteors and obstacles and hazards start getting thrown their way.
Yeah.
And then you do that over and over again until eventually what's called an ascension point occurs. And you go to the ascension point, and then it pretty much what happens is how in battle royales the arena shrinks with
Yes.
poison gas or whatever, something like that happens, right? Where eventually holy fire will surround the map, and everyone has to get to one spot.
Yeah,
And then you fight one last battle before you ascend up.
Yeah, I saw it was the ground, right? It turned kind of white and shit, and it was engulfing it, and it kind of all the
Yeah, and I saw it. It looked really nutty because there's just chaos going on everywhere.
Imagine that with 30 people. Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's gonna have 30-something people running around, and then you also have the monsters, and then you have all the hazards and shit. So I imagine it's gonna get nuts. And then when you get to the ascension point, it cut off at a boss fight, but I can only imagine what boss fights are gonna be like. It's gonna look like a freaking WoW raid.
Honestly, yeah, but with more chaos than anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never really seen actually, I had seen a WoW raid, but every footage of WoW raids I see, the camera's a billion, a billion feet in the air. It's I don't know if people find that stuff. It's what? I can't even see anything. All I see is UI and numbers flying everywhere.
Honestly, dude, yeah, it's just you had to be there. That's just it's just one of those things that you had to be there. But honestly, it looks pretty good. I'll be down to play that if you are, because I love co-op games because I love playing with people, especially playing with you, and I can't imagine you, me, and 31 other people. Oh Jesus. That just sounds absolutely chaotic. But yeah, is that I think that's it, right? Oh yeah, and they also announced a new Xbox with 1 terabyte SSD.
All right.
Yeah, apparently they
Cool.
answered feedback.
Okay.
Okay, great.
But speaking of co-op, we also have let's go over to the Ubisoft showcase, and we have Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, which is going to be Far Cry on Pandora, but it's going to have co-op. And admittedly, this looks kind of cool. I know that people like to rag on Avatar because they're it's so bland or whatever, but I actually enjoy Avatar. I liked both movies.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. And I mean, the idea of a game didn't really interest me too much, but when I saw this, I'm this actually really looked kind of fun, even though it's pretty much just Far Cry, right?
Yeah, but you know what? Why not? And it is Ubisoft. That's the only game that they know how to make.
Well, in this case, right, the main draw is that you're on Pandora, right? You can see it how beautiful it looks, because this is all the not current gen actually. Now it's going to be all exclusively current gen, so it's just PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
And of course PC. So you can see how beautiful Pandora is going to look now with next gen or current gen graphics.
Yes, absolutely.
And it did look beautiful. I was watching it at crappy ass 480p at my job because that's all the quality it can afford, and it still looked absolutely beautiful. I was like, wow.
Yes.
I can't imagine what this looks like when you run it at 2K or even just at 1080p.
Yeah, man. No, it does look very, very nice. I never played. I never played any of the multiplayer of Far Cry games, but have you? Were they fun?
No, I think they started with four. I think from
Yeah, I
four
started
onward is
with
when they.
four. That's the one. Yeah,
No, last one I played was three. I never played four
yeah,
or five
same.
or six.
Yeah, same here. Far Cry 3, which I thought was really good, and I'm of the same mind of you in that a Far Cry 3 with people with co-op on Pandora sounds great.
Yeah, that's really what draws me in. It's just, I can be in this world. Right? I can, I can stick my little hair penis thing in a bat and make it fly for me. Have me transport there, and then I can jump out of it and kill some humans. Which, by the way, it was kind of funny seeing how fucking tall you are compared to the enemies.
Yes, dude.
Because you forget the movies, the Navi are like 10 feet tall.
Yeah, dude. They're giants, bro. They're giants compared to these poor bastards.
So it was kind of funny seeing your character run around and like, everything is so small when you get to the human base. Until, of course, against like their mechs and stuff, in which case, okay, they're more like your size.
Yeah.
And then, what do we have here? Then next we have Star Wars Outlaws, right? So
Yes.
continuing off what was shown at the Xbox showcase, they showed off some actual gameplay of it. Did you see it?
Yeah, of course. Star Wars Outlaws gameplay, which I don't know, man. It looks like kind of open world-ish to me.
I mean, they already said it's gonna be open world
Oh,
from the very beginning, right?
Yeah,
I mean, all that stuff was highly scripted. Obviously, it was probably like super hyper scripted. Like, I doubt half the shit they showed in that game is gonna play out like that.
yeah, exactly.
But I mean, the general idea, I think, is still cool. Like we mentioned earlier, before
Yes.
I kicked my fucking computer or tapped the power cable and it just turned off.
So fun.
It's cool that you can be able to play a scoundrel. You can sneak around. You can fight. You can be able to approach things how you want to approach things, like you do in any open world game. But this time, obviously, with Star Wars flavor to it.
Yes.
And did you saw the gameplay, right?
Yes, I did. And I thought what was really interesting was your actions will actually affect the reputation of the different gangs in Star Wars.
Yeah, we'll see how that actually plays out, because that could just be bullshit for all we know. It probably
Yeah.
is, but
Yeah. I mean, I hope not, man, because that's kind of cool. And if it could actually affect the world around you and make certain missions harder or easier, but
yeah. Well, I mean, you see in the demo, like when the character Kay, her name is, when she refused to bribe like the
the
Empire
Imperial.
lady, the Imperial, like they're like, all right, well, that's your ass, bitch, and then you had to fucking haul ass
Yes, dude.
out of there through and get on your bike and run away. So we'll see. Like maybe, hopefully, like if you choose to bribe her, then maybe you could just walk out and then that's it, or maybe something else happens, like I don't know, like a gunfight breaks out.
Yeah.
Instead of you having to like run away on a motorbike. And from what I saw in the trailer, we got little snippets of the mechanics. So you're gonna have like your trusty blaster, and your blaster's gonna have like different firing modes for different situations, and they said that you can upgrade it. And then you have like your little lizard buddy, who's
Yes.
clearly there to sell toys. Right?
What
And
a
looks like an axolotl. Was it just, you know what an axolotl is, right?
Axolotl. What's that?
Yeah, it's like a lizard with like feathers on its head. It lives in Mexico mostly.
Oh, yes.
You can look it up.
Yeah.
and
Actually,
it's
I do know what you're talking about. Yes.
yeah, it's like a lizard. It's amphibian.
Yes.
It's like a salamander actually, not a lizard, like a salamander. Yeah, so you have like a little axolotl buddy, and he can press buttons for you while you hide, and he can pick up weapons for you while you're in cover.
Yes.
So I thought that was kind of cool. I mean, it's a small thing, but
No, I thought that was cool too, and I think it really adds to the open-endedness of what of the kind of game that they want to try to accomplish. I don't think I would like for them to actually show. I would like for what they showed here to be all over the game, but like you said, everything looked highly scripted, and that's probably going to be the case. And really, it's going to give you the illusion of choice, but really, you only make like one or two actual decisions that matter, and everything else is just kind of like, you're going to end up in the same place. It's just the only difference will be you shoot 5 people instead of 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you know what really impressed me? The space flight.
Yes, dude. Yes.
Like she just got on the ship and just went up. Right, there was no loading, nothing. She just went up, 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 and then eventually like you're in space.
If there was loading, they hit it very.
Yeah, I mean, like there was no loading screen.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
I mean, that's what they're doing nowadays, and I think that's the smart move. That's the smart moves is just to hide it in like when you're going up into space. So they did a really good job with that, and then yeah, you're just in space, and then you just start fighting, and then of course, and then you go to light speed.
Yeah, that was super cool. I think it's gonna be awesome. Like being able to land on a planet, you just go down.
Yes.
Like no loading, no menus. That you just fly down and you just find a pad. You just land on the pad. That's kind of like what No Man's Sky did, right? Like,
Yes, and dude, No Man's Sky did it very, very well. In fact, to the point where you're like going up into space or you're going down to a planet, and I think it's more my rig, or if anything, but there is a little bit of like a hiccup, and then you're in the planet atmosphere, or there's a little bit of a hiccup, and then you're in and then you're in space. But the entire process is seamless. So you're there breaking through the atmosphere, and then like that's it, you're in space. And No Man's Sky was really, really good about that. And now I think they're taking notes for Outlaws, and of course we'll talk about that when we get to it. But yeah, I'm really excited for this Star Wars game.
yeah, some open world goodness along with Assassin's Creed Mirage. Also, some open world goodness now.
Bro,
Except we're getting some old school Assassin's Creed.
yeah, bro. Fuck yeah. That's what I like to
There's
see.
like a return to form.
A return to form. I mean,
Now,
I really hope it's a return to form because I really like Assassin's Creed, man, and this really looks like they're gonna take it serious. You know what I mean?
yeah, no more wannabe Witcher games. We're just looting and not even sneaking around, and not even barely even parkouring. You're just playing Witcher at this point
Dude,
with some loot.
the hidden blade kill, but because they're such a high level, it doesn't actually kill them in one shot. Oh,
No, right.
lame. But
So, but hey, Assassin's Creed Mirage, it's set in the Middle East again. You're wearing your white robes just like you would in all the old games, right? You look pretty much just like Altair, and I'm pretty sure that's on purpose, where
yeah,
they really want to call back to the very, very first game.
yeah, I agree.
And it seems like it's gonna be like the first game, but better, because honestly, I don't like the first game.
What the original Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, the original, like
Well,
the first one.
Let's be real, man. It was a new concept, and it was really rough around the edges. All right, it was a rough game because they were trying something new. But guess what? They improved on it with Assassin's Creed 2, and we all know how that turned out.
Yeah, what a glow up.
Dude, of course, they were trying something new, and it worked. So they took what worked, and then they made it better. So I think now, hopefully, it will be everything good about all of the good Assassin's Creed games.
All the old ones.
yeah, of course, all the old ones. And also, I made a mistake before. I thought it was going to be set in Istanbul, but I was wrong.
No, it's
Baghdad.
Baghdad. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I made a mistake prior because I was like, wait a minute, no, they already did Istanbul in Revelations. So I don't know. I was on something when I said that. But yeah, dude, it looks really, really good.
yeah, I just hope it's good, man, because they're going back to the stuff we actually like about Assassin's Creed,
Indeed.
and all the sneaking and stabbing
All the sneak
and
stabbing.
Arabic grandma. Yeah, bro, that lady's voice, god damn.
Yeah, dude. But you know what, man? I like her. Like, she's a really good actress. I forgot her name. She was in.
But damn, dude, she needs some water.
Yeah, dude. Well, dude, that's just her voice, and honestly, it's kind of hot. I dig it.
It's a little too. I don't mind raspy voices, but that's a little too raspy.
Yeah, dude. Man, you just gotta open your mind. Expand your horizons or some shit.
Like, I feel like if there's aloe vera for the throat, that's what she needs. I just
Man, whatever. Fine. More for me. I like her.
You and those old ladies, man. First Anna, now.
Hey,
Here's those old Middle Eastern bitches.
you know what, dude? She could play a live action Anna, and I would not be mad. She would not. Oh my god. But yeah, Anna's voice is a lot softer, but it doesn't matter. I still like the raspiness.
And so now we have another Middle Eastern game, the Prince of Persia. So this is where they actually expanded upon it. So like I said earlier, 2.5D Metroidvania game with really flashy looking combat. And I was able to actually like pause and actually look at it, and I saw that it looks like a lot of the combat revolves around you doing really cool ass combos and building up like a super bar. Yeah. And then you cash out that super bar to do like a ton of damage.
Yes.
They were showing that in their little showcase. They have it's Ubisoft, right? So they always have to have some French man. I'm gonna try to do the.
You're not even gonna try.
Prince of Persia. You get to eat time. Time powers are back. That's terrible. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. But yeah, time powers are back.
I thought that was good.
No, it's not good. I need Ben here. Or Ben would be like, "Oh, you suck. Dude, you shame my people.
Yeah. Spit on you and shit.
Stupid Americans."
So yes.
Yeah, so time powers are back, and it's actually part of the combat. It was actually super sick. Like I saw like he's fighting like a some kind of giant ogre or whatever, and like he puts a copy of himself.
Yes. And
then starts fighting it. And then he like goes to the other side, and then when the ogre tries to hit him, like he just teleports back to behind the ogre and just keeps hitting him. There's also another one like where he like leaves a copy of himself when like there's like a fire breathing snake.
Yes.
And then he's running away from the fire, and then teleports up and immediately starts shooting arrows into it. So you're gonna be able to do a lot of really cool stuff with those powers. Get really creative, and then of course you have the classic platforming, where you can just jump through spikes and all these death traps. And and of course you get hit. You eat shit.
Yeah.
Like in that Prince of Awesome video by Aaron Hansen, Eagle Raptor.
Fucking classic. That is a.
Hey, check this out. Okay. Yeah. Oh shit. That is great video. If you haven't seen it yet, watch that video. It's called Prince of Awesome by Eagle Raptor. Hopefully it's still on YouTube. Yeah, that shit. We saw that shit like in 2008.
Dude, we saw that shit when we were in fucking elementary school. Shit. Even younger. Actually, no. When did YouTube come out? Because I think we were still kids when we watched it.
2005.
2005. Oh yeah, we were in 5th grade.
2005, 2006ish when it started.
Okay.
But like we didn't actually start like watching it until like 2007, so we were like in middle school.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone knows Eagle Raptor. Certified hood classic. So get your ass down there and watch it.
Yeah, from the OG YouTube days.
Yeah, OG.
Just like Prince of Persia, or the OG games, right?
Yeah, man. Prince of Persia.
It was started in the 80s, from what I remember. But back to Prince of Persia: Lost Crown, right? It's actually, honestly, this actually might be one of my most anticipated games because it looks so cool to me.
Really?
I know, yeah. And actually, I know I got a lot of hate. People are like, "Oh, you're not even playing the Prince. Oh, this art style. This is Fortnite graphics. I don't like this music, man." But like, you know what, bro? Persian man, go brrr, right?
Yeah.
Like just something just fired all the neurons. Maybe it was a Devil May Cry looking ass combat, and I like Devil May Cry and all the cool platforming, and of course I love Metroidvania games.
Yeah.
So the idea of them combining all those things into one game, it just really sold it for me. So yeah, actually one of my most anticipated games.
Nice. Well, I mean,
I'm one of the ones I liked the most when I saw out of all these showcases actually.
Damn, dude, nice. I didn't think Fortnite graphics when I saw the thing, so I think they're just a little bit out of line with that.
Well, I mean, anyone sees anything with like colors and like slightly cartoony graphics, like, this is Fortnite, right? Yeah. It's like during the 360 days, where like every fucking game that was like a shooter was like, this is Call of Duty, even though they're kind of right sometimes, but because everyone wants to be fucking Call of Duty during the 360 PS3 days.
Well, I mean,
everyone has to be a gray brown super serious shooter.
Need I have to bring up RE6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to be COD.
They kind of had a point.
But hey, you know what? Speaking of COD, we got over here X Defiant, which is literally COD but Ubisoft.
Ubisoft's version of COD.
Yep, it literally is. I mean, if you look at it, it looks very, very similar. And you know what? I was very surprised at how much I think I might like this.
Really?
Yeah, because I remember when it was first revealed, everyone was kind of ragging on it, like, "Oh, this isn't Tom Clancy, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck is this? This is just COD, man, with fucking cringe, edgy appeal to it. Like, oh, we gotta put graffiti and appeal to the kids, or we put Tom Clancy." But hey, to me, I mean, now like they've kind of taken out the Tom Clancy name, and I've seen some actual gameplay of it. It's COD with some Overwatch elements in it, and you know. As much as I hate Overwatch, I also love it too. So,
isn't that just Valorant though?
no, Valorant is Counter Strike.
It's Counter Strike and Overwatch. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no. See, I don't like Counter Strike. I like old Call of Duty. I don't like new Call of Duty, but I like old Call of Duty.
Yeah, COD 4, the original Modern Warfare.
And they announced that there will be a beta on June 21st to the 23rd. That's gonna be. I think I'm gonna get into that because. I missed the last one. That was like a month or two ago, I think. I think you had to sign up for it.
Let's do it, man.
And I just forgot to do it. But this one's going to be open, so anybody can do it.
Let's do it.
So what are your thoughts? What do you think? Have you actually seen gameplay of it?
I haven't seen it, but, you know, I haven't seen gameplay footage of it, but from what you're describing to me, it sounds like something I would be into. Because, I like Tom Clancy, but I could not get into Rainbow Six Siege. I just could not for the life of me. So to get into something new that they're making that seems a little bit more accessible, I would like to do that.
Well, it's not a Tom Clancy game now. They removed that.
Well,
They're like, oh no, it's its own thing.
Yeah, but the original intent was for it to be a Tom Clancy game, right? But now it's not.
That was for branding purposes, man. It's
so
pretty much Ubisoft Smash Brothers, but COD.
Ubisoft Smash Brothers, but COD.
Yeah, because all the factions are based on Ubisoft properties. That's the whole gimmick.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the whole gimmick is that there's a bunch of factions, and every faction is based on a game. So you have DedSec, which are the Splinter Cell guys. Then you have like Division guys. Then you have Far Cry guys, and they all have like their own abilities and their own strengths and weaknesses and what they're good at. They all have their own like unique gadgets that they can use.
All right. Well, I'll be down for that open session, June 21st, huh?
Yeah, June 21st.
It's literally a week away.
Yeah, it's only a week away, and the game actually isn't going to release too far afterwards. Apparently, it's going to release sometime in summer, pretty soon. Nice. It's going to be free to play, so we can enjoy it whenever we want.
Oh hell yeah, there! Let's do it.
And it's actually going to launch with a lot of content for a free to play game. Let me tell you right now, it's going to launch with 5 factions. Each faction I think has like 3 characters to pick from, 5 modes, 24 weapons, and 14 maps.
Okay.
Like, that's a lot.
That is a lot. Holy shit.
That's a lot. Like, that's probably more multiplayer content than some recent COD games.
That's pretty dope.
And they also said that within the first year, they're going to release 1 new map every month. So 12 new maps in total. Right? That's a lot, right?
That's a... Damn, dude.
That's a shitload. And they're going to release 4 new factions, and all those factions are going to have 3 characters each.
Okay, I'm sold. I'll give this a whirl. Is it on Steam, or do I have to download it online?
I mean, you can probably get it on Steam, but you're going to need the Ubisoft launcher to actually play it. You need to have it installed. So you can launch it through Steam, but you're going to need to have the Ubisoft app. Yeah, I know.
It doesn't show up on Steam, so I think I'm going to have to download it through Ubisoft.
No, I saw it.
Really?
Right?
On Steam? Or maybe I misspelled it. How do you spell it? X Defiant?
Oh, shit. Yeah, maybe. I think you might be right. Oh, that sucks. Okay.
Damn it.
Fuck, okay.
It was too good to be true. Fuck.
Too good to be true. All right, guess another damn launcher to clog up
Great.
space and RAM when I automatically start up.
Well.
But hey, that was a doozy. And that covers just about every showcase, man. I mean, obviously there's stuff we missed, but like we'd be here until tomorrow. Because there was the PC game show, and then there's a future game showcase, and then there's a Guerrilla Collective showcase, and
there was also
too much shit, man. Oh no! One last thing.
What?
Sorry. Armored Core 6.
Oh yeah.
The latest, yes. Obviously, you know me, man. I'm a sucker for FromSoft games. So, latest FromSoft game. It's Armored Core 6, the sequel to the Armored Core series, released by FromSoft, aka the Dark Souls dudes. That studio that no one knew about until Dark Souls came about.
Yes.
Because they've been in the game for a long time. Actually, they've been around since like the 90s, the early 90s. Like I'm talking like 91.
Yeah.
But they're releasing their hot new action mech game, and it looks super dope. There was actually some gameplay of it. They showed like a full level to Game Press and content creators like Young Yeah, and then they released some small footage for general audiences. It's not the whole mission, but it shows you bits and pieces of it, and it looks really cool. Like, well, for starters, like the levels are huge, like
Yeah.
they're massive. Which of course is, they've always said that like Armored Core is about like hypermobility and being able to get really far really fast. So it's no wonder that the levels are huge. And apparently they're very open ended too. Like you can tackle your objectives in any order you want, or you can approach them in different ways. And the environments are also really detailed. Like they're in the demo, it's like a factory. It seems like a factory.
Yeah.
And you see like all like these catwalks everywhere and these construction sites. And off in the distance you can see like smoke and factories and everything.
Oh,
and
hang
so
on one sec, man.
it's also detailed, which comes as a shock because, oh, are you freezing up?
No.
Oh no, I can still see. Okay.
Well, it's lagging.
As I was saying, like it comes as kind of a
bit. But
yeah. Okay. So it comes as like kind of a shock because like
Got it.
the last game was like Armored Core 5 back in like 2011.
Yeah.
And I mean, I saw some gameplay of it, and like those environments are kind of like bare, right? There's not much going on in them, but this one's like massive glow up of like just tons of places to go, and then everything is super hyper detailed.
Yeah.
And in this game, the combat looks sick. Are you looking at gameplay? I don't know if you are.
No, I was just listening. I was listening to you about it because like
Yeah, like they start you off like on some kind of precipice, and then you fly through. Then they land near like where some enemies are. They lock on, fly around, and everything looks super snappy. You're constantly flying around and shooting at stuff.
Yeah.
You're using your different weapons. Apparently, there's 4 weapons you can use, and all your shoulder weapons are attached to all your short buttons use a weapon. So it's kind of like Dark Souls, where like you use your shoulder buttons to attack, and like your right ones are for your right hand, and your left ones are for your left hand.
Oh,
So that's
damn.
probably something that they carried over from Dark Souls. There's also like repair kits you can use, which work like SS flasks. So even though Armored Core 6 is very much an Armored Core game, they're picking up a lot of lessons and mechanics from their previous games, which is something that FromSoft I think is really good at.
Yeah.
They always manage to take what they learn from other games and manage to apply it to future games, and they still manage to make it feel cohesive,
Yes.
which is really cool. Like boss fights, like the boss fights look like Dark Souls boss fights, but obviously it's still done in Armored Core fashion, where like you're flying around and stuff. Like when the boss fight they showed, like, they said you fight against like a tank, and it's like a tank with like a furnace on top of it. It's like constantly chasing you around, like trying to grind you with its claws. You fly over it, it'll shoot like flames out of its furnace to try and get you out.
Mm.
And it seems really cool.
It does look cool. Actually, I just
Really,
saw,
really
I
cool.
just saw gameplay footage of it now. Dude, I guess I'm gonna call it the Gundam, like charged at a dude and knocked him off of the ledge.
Yeah, so actually there's a stagger mechanic, which is from Sekiro. So again, they're taking mechanics from their previous games and adding it in there. Apparently, like if you break their stagger, like you can knock them back super far or deal a ton of damage to them.
Damn, no, because he fucking flew. He got
Yeah, he got yeeted. Apparently, like that's like a super kick like you can do, but you can only launch them that far if they're staggered.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That's impressive though.
Yeah, I watched Yong's video on it, and I watched Vati Vidya's also on it, who's a Dark Souls content creator. Although at this point, he's probably like more of a FromSoft guy. He does like the lore videos on Dark Souls.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's all I want to talk about, just very quickly on Armored Core.
Right, sounds good, man. Well,
Because it looks like a super cool game.
Yeah, it does. And we went through a lot of shit anyway. So.
Yeah, holy shit. Hey, what did I tell you, man? 2 hours.
Dude, and we did 2 hours, and you know it's funny.
2.5 hours, actually, probably.
We left out fucking Starfield, but we'll have to save that for another time. Cause
Starfield, that's right. Oh my god, you want to talk about that now? Because I mean, I know it's kind of late, but
no, it's 2 hours. We'll save it for the next round.
Okay.
We'll save it for the next round because we're gonna go ham. Because honestly, dude, I'm excited for Starfield, and dude, like literally, Todd Howard came on and showed me the game, and I was like, Daddy Howard is back. Hopefully.
Damn, you were that excited? Holy shit! Okay.
Dude, it looks really fucking good, man. Honestly, the only thing that I'm kind of disappointed about is, you know, I won't get to experience like that because, dude, essentially it confirmed that Starfield is essentially Bethesda's take on No Man's Sky. But, dude, there was a lot of shit. But like I said, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later. I'm just disappointed. Like I said, that it's not like a multiplayer like No Man's Sky is. But you know what? After Fallout 76, I was kind of like, you know what?
They'll mod it in. Someone will mod it in.
Someone will, yes.
Just like how they did Skyrim co-op, which by the way, we should totally try to do that.
Oh, is that out like officially?
That's out. Yeah, it's out.
Fuck yeah, dude, let's do it. Oh my god,
we gotta find it. But we also gotta add like combat mods and stuff because the combat in Skyrim's like not the best.
Among other mods, of course.
Yes, okay, very spicy mods. Mm-hmm. That's on you, bro. I'm a good Christian boy. I'm not gonna add those spicy mods to me.
Christian boy, yeah. Huh? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I'm the degen of the two. Of us two.
All right, so you want to sign us out here?
All right, sounds good. Thank you, everybody. This is probably on record as our longest podcast episode, so I just want to say thank you very much for listening to us rant about the different showcases. Thank you for sticking around, and as a repayment, we're really happy we didn't bitch your ears out about Overwatch, because, you know, that's always a nice thing when we don't.
Yeah, that would have happened. That would have been an extra 2 hours.
Yeah, but I'm really happy we didn't have to do that. I'm glad actually that we kept that. You know, this was a really good episode. We talked about a lot of games, and I'm excited for a lot of them, and I can't wait to talk about more of them in the future. We'll definitely be saving our Starfield impressions for next time, just because we're out of time. But again, thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate listening to us. Leave us a like and comment, and also a sub if you can. If you want, if you find our content that good, but if not, once again, send it to somebody else. They might like it. Because you never know. Everyone's got different tastes. But, yeah. Thank you very much, guys, and we'll see you in the next one, all right? You have yourself a good night.
Yep. Have yourselves a good night. Don't forget, we're also on Spotify, and we're also on Apple iPod, and we are also on Amazon Music. So if you want to head on over there, you can click on the download button.
Absolutely.
But in the meantime, everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Have a great one. Peace out.